into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It is indeed, and it's a Monday morning as we welcome you after what I hope has been a fantastic weekend to you, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Monday. Good morning, Zoe Brown.
Good morning, Katlego. Oh, it is Monday, and I hope you had a restful weekend.
You did?
I did.
Very,
I got like 8 or 9 hours of sleep on Saturday night. It was amazing.
How did you manage that? No
Went to
wild
bed
parties?
at 10, woke up at 8:30. It was incredible.
Look at you doing the things that need to be done. Well, hopefully we'll do the same for you on this Monday morning. We are celebrating Jollof Rice Day. Yes, there is a day to celebrate this feel-good dish, if you will. In fact, if you've never heard about it, it's a rice dish from West Africa that's typically made with long-grain rice and some tomatoes and onions and spices, vegetables and meat. It's absolutely delicious, much celebrated.
Oh, of course. Now, to find out more about this cuisine, we will be connecting with Mo Fire African Cuisine's head chef, Desmond. He will be joined by Mama Kay to whip up some traditional dishes for us today to try. I'm very excited. I feel like it's always, there's a bit of pressure to create another nation's dish.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bit of pressure.
But we'll do it justice, of course. And then, of course, fitness personality, actor and founder of Nigerian, Patrick Ekentuntu. He'll be taking us through a round of Nigerian, something that I'm hearing about for the first time, but it's a workout, and it's definitely going to get our heart rate. You've done it? You've done Nigerian?
I've done it before with Patrick, and he really gets you sweating. So I actually think you're going to be doing that workout today.
I love it. Looking forward to it.
Oh, and while we are still celebrating Women's Month, we will discuss the importance of supportive sister circles in a society where so often women are raised to see one another as competition or a threat. Well, let's head on over to Graham to find out more about our social media question for this morning. And let's say good morning to the G-Man.
Good morning, you beautiful souls. Hope you had a spectacular weekend. Didn't quite get my 9 hours of sleep on Saturday. I was waiting for a boom to happen after that, but absolutely loved the weekend connecting with friends. Hopefully you did the same. Speaking about human connection, over all of our discussions over the last couple of weeks as we've moved through Women's Month, we have spoken about and heard about how important it is to have mentors in the workplace, to have that circle of friends around you. And I'm talking specifically about women helping each other, not just within the workplace, but within community. The true notion of Ubuntu. So I'm going to put this to you this morning. Who is that person or that group of people, that sisterhood, that circle of friends around you that is boosting you up, is helping you take your life to that next level? I'd love to hear from you. If you've got colleagues, if you've got mentors, certainly within a business sense, anyone that is helping to uplift you this morning and as part of your sisterhood, we'd love to hear from you, because this is exactly what we're going to be talking about throughout this morning. We've got to look after each other and we've got to support each other, especially when it comes to women empowering each other. So let us know, 063-408-8863. Drop us a voice note. Of course, it's been a busy weekend on the sporting front. I'm going to delve into all of that Premier League action in just a moment. Kat's got the latest on the news front.
Thank you very much, Graham. At 6 o'clock, let's dive right into those news headlines this morning. On the national news front, many residents of Nongoma in KwaZulu-Natal who attended the AmaZulu King Misuzulu Zulu Kazwelithini pre-coronation rituals at the Royal Palace say they recognize him as their monarch. Now, people turned out in numbers to attend the pre-coronation ceremony on Saturday. This involved the introduction of the new monarch to his ancestors. Now, after entering the royal kraal and performing the necessary rituals, King Misuzulu Kazwelithini was publicly announced as king by Zulu royal family elders. Now, he promised unity in the Zulu nation. The coronation date is yet to be announced. In other news, residents of Simile Township in Sabi, Mpumalanga are calling on police to deploy specialized units in the area to fight illegal mining. Angry residents demolished shacks used by illegal miners for their illegal activities, but the shacks have been rebuilt close to Simile Township as a no-go area. Now, some residents of the township now fear for their lives following clashes with the armed illegal miners. Illegal mining continues to be a major problem in the country. Many disused mines have been revived as illegal miners search for precious metals. On the international news front on this Monday morning, a new oil and gas well that will be 3.5 kilometers deep is being drilled in northern Zimbabwe by the Australian firm Invictus Energy, this in partnership with the government. Now, the project is being called a game changer for the country as it could improve its power supplies and economy. Now, Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has said the government is excited about the potential oil and gas discovery in Zimbabwe, but environmentalists are wary of the well, saying it could damage animal habitats and vegetation. In another story, climate activists in southern France have filled golf course holes with cement to protest against the exemption of golf greens from water bans amid the country's severe drought. Now, the group targeted sites near the city of Toulouse, calling golf the, quote, leisure industry of the most privileged. The exemption of golf greens has sparked controversy as some 100 French villages are short of drinking water. Now, golf officials say greens will die within 3 days without water. In a petition, the activists said the exemption showed that, quote, economic madness takes precedence over ecological reasoning. And finally, a mysterious 911 call placed in Western California last week led police officials on a wild goose chase, or perhaps more appropriately, a wild monkey chase. Dispatchers sent officers to investigate a possible emergency after receiving a call on Saturday night that had disconnected. Now, the sheriff's deputies traced the call back to the offices of Zoo to You, a conservation park north of Los Angeles, but couldn't find any humans in trouble. So, determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, they began an intensive investigation, and eventually officials realized to their utter amazement that it must have been Root, a capuchin monkey, who got up to, well, some would say mischievous monkey business. And apparently Root had picked up the zoo's cell phone, which was in the zoo's golf cart that the staff used to travel around the site. But how did he know to dial the emergency number, I hear you say? And according to those officials at the zoo, capuchin monkeys are particularly inquisitive creatures who enjoy poking and pressing objects that they pick up. And that's precisely what Root did. And just so happened that it was the perfect right combination of the numbers 911, the official said. Now, well, that's enough monkey around for the news headlines at 6 o'clock. We'll take another look at 7 o'clock. Right now, lots happened, of course, across the sporting world over the weekend, and Graham brings you the latest.
Exactly right, Kat. Let's tally the cost as we start with football. Arsenal, the only team in the Premier League with a 100% start to the season, currently sitting at the top of the standings. Enjoy it while it lasts. That was after the Gunners beat Bournemouth 3-0 in a dominant display over the weekend. Then their North London rivals Spurs also got the result they wanted with a 1-0 win away over over Wolves. Very credible result there, with Harry Kane netting his 185th league goal for the club. An incredible achievement. And yesterday, Leeds pulled off a major shock, a 3-0 win over a lackluster Chelsea. The weekend was then rounded out with another shock result, Man City coming from 3-1 down to draw 3-3 with a brilliant Newcastle on the night. Then Man United, of course, hosting Liverpool this evening to round off the weekend's action. And staying with footballing action over the weekend, the local football over the weekend kicked off on Friday night with AmaZulu securing a 3-2 win over Swallows. That meant they now moved to the top of the table. Then Peter Shalolile, he got his name on the score sheet again as Mamelodi Sundowns were held to a 1-1 draw against Sekhukhune United. Then in our Western Cape derby between Cape Town City and Stellenbosch, it ended in a 1-1 draw, while Kaizer Chiefs, they finally got their win. They edged out Richards Bay 1-0 on Sunday. Then Royal AM and Marumo Gallants, they played out to an exciting 2-2 draw down in Durbs, while SuperSport United and Orlando Pirates couldn't be separated 0-0, the draw there. Then on to cricket. Very positive start to the week for South Africa as we inflicted England's first defeat under Brendan McCullum and in his era, and they won the first test at Lords by a crushing innings and 12 runs and more than 2 days to spare on Friday. So England were dismissed for 149 in their second innings before tea on that third day, with the Proteas effectively winning the game in 6 sessions after most of Wednesday's first day was lost to rain. Kagiso Rabada was named player of the match, understandably, after taking 7 wickets for 79 runs in the match. Then Anrich Nokia, he ably supported him with 6 wickets in the match. Then Cyril Earveer was the top scorer in South Africa's only batting innings, and that was with a 73. And of course, we move over to a ridiculous fight card throughout the world over the weekend. Ukraine's Alexander Usyk, he won his rematch against Anthony Joshua by split decision in Saudi Arabia yesterday to set up a potential unification bout with Tyson Fury. Savory. So Usyk now unbeaten, 20-0 in fact, immediately called out Fury, who announced his latest retirement earlier this month, but has signalled his willingness to resume his career, and I'm sure got the motivation now. Then in the octagon over the weekend, a massive shock for some. Leon Edwards sensationally knocked out Kamaru Usman to win the welterweight title at UFC 278. The 30-year-old landing an incredible left high kick to become champion now for the first time, and not his first attempt. But an incredible weekend of sport. We'll touch on some of that footy action a little bit later in the show, but right now let's get you prepped for the weather.
Thanks, G-Man. Well, let's get into a bit of news. Portugal is again girding its loins for a scourge of wildfires. All mobile phones have been sent a text warning of the extreme risk of wildfires as the country faces its third heat wave this summer. A state of alert has been called. Temperatures of 35 degrees Celsius are expected. The message warned those in rural areas not to start any form of fires. Access to forests have been restricted. The state of alert came into force at midnight last night. Some 92,000 hectares of land have already been burnt this year, with heat waves and drought-producing tinder-like conditions. In neighbouring Spain, a wildfire in the province of Valencia has become one of the country's biggest fires this year. On Friday, 35 planes were sent to try and bring it under control. Spain has been hit harder than any other European country by forest fires this year. There have been 43 so far, while the average in previous years was 11. Well, it's time for us to bring it back home and take a look at those sunrise views that you share with us every day. First up this morning, we have this one from Underray, and this is from Underray de Priya, who shared this gloomy orange morning sky in the city out in the north of Pretoria. Ibrahim Barath has shared this deep purple sky all the way from Franschhoek with the mountain range in the background. Just look at that view. Frans shared this shadowy view with the sky lighting up, the sun as it begins to rise out in the springs. And Teresa captured this one last month of winter sunrises beautifully in Johannesburg. Finally, one of our regulars, Lajith Maharaj, sent us this stunning view of the cloudy sky filled with pink and purple hues, and that photo was captured in KZN. Don't forget to share your sunrise views with us. You can simply WhatsApp that 063 408 8863. But let's get into your temperatures for today. If you're in Polokwane, your low is 5, your high 22. Mbombela 8 with a high of 25. Sunny in Pretoria 721. Johannesburg 7 with a high of 19. Mahikeng 623, Klerksdorp 4 with a high of 22, Kimberley 622, Bloemfontein 1 reaching a high of 21. It's sunny in Richards Bay, 11's your low, 24 your high, Pietermaritzburg 5 with a high of 24. Sunny in Durban 14, 21, Mthatha 5 with a high of 23. If you're in East London, 12's your low, 19 your high, Cradock 2 reaching a high of 23, partly cloudy conditions in Gqeberha, a low of 10, a high of 18. George 8 reaching a high of 16. Cape Town 9, 18. If you're in Worcester, 8 is your low, 23 your high for today. Sutherland 4, 19, and Uppington sunny, low of 9 and a high of 26 degrees Celsius. Well, that's your temperatures for today. We'll bring you another update shortly after 7.
Support from within the sisterhood. We have spoken so much over this last month, being Women's Month, about the need for women to help to empower each other. One massive step in the right direction. We're going to get into that with a panel discussion with an amazing group of women. Please drop us a voice note, share your insights in that space, especially within the workspace. I'd love to hear more mentoring stories, hear more about those structures that help to elevate each other. 063 408 8863. That's the WhatsApp line. Drop us a note.
Yep. How do you go about doing that? And then, of course, a fun
You're gonna move,
exercise session. We're going to be getting moving. We got some Zumba professionals just to get the bones, you know, going on this Monday morning. In case you're feeling a little rusty.
I've seen you on TikTok this weekend. You're ready, boy. You're loose. He's been loose since Friday. Now you can start loosening up, refresh up, sip up, and we'll see you in a moment.
Go on, just... Yes, I'm here. Yes, hey, when...
Oh,
hey.
that's loose, eh?
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. Now, to call another woman a sister is basically to say, I trust you, I have your back, your feelings are valid, and I believe in you. Now, although men and women do complement each other, as women, we thrive on strong relationships with our girlfriends. And such friendships give women an outlet to share their problems, their thoughts, their feelings, and their triumphs with those that they feel a close bond with.
And those that can truly understand as well. And today we discuss the importance of supportive sister circles in a society where so often I think women are raised to see one another as competition or as a threat, unfortunately. And our panel consists of some incredible women, clinical psychologist Slindile Mbata, as well as two dynamic women who have founded their own sisterhood support groups. Stacey King of My Soul Sisters, as well as Sesonke Nkonke from Sesonke Women Round Tables. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're on TV now. I love it. I love it. We encourage all of you guys at home to please join in on the discussion and please share your thoughts, your experiences firsthand. Drop us a voice note on our WhatsApp line 063 408 8863. It is a safe place, so please, you can remain anonymous, but have your say.
Oh, there we go. Well, Slindile, I'm
guys.
going to start off with you breaking the ice for us. When it comes to friendships, I think, you know, some women feel like there's a little bit of cattiness to some. Some people prefer having just male friends. Why is that the case, that not all girls get along?
So I think there's an idea about women, you know, coming together and what that manifests in. So I think part of this is something that's been just passed down historically through the stereotyping
Hubble, bubble, toil, and
yeah, through the stereotyping of women. You know, at some point in history, women were considered property, and so, you know, their place was seen as being very much in the home, and you can't participate in other aspects of life. And then when women started going out into the workplace, you know, there were ideas about, like, you know, they can't hang out maybe in groups, you're going to get ideas about certain things. So I think there's been this misconception about women coming together in groups. What are they up to? A skepticism, really, I would say, historically about women coming together and what that's going to produce. And I mean, look, we've seen it. We've seen movements where women, you know...
Disruption. That's what it's meant, generally. Thankfully, thank goodness that we've had those moments in history. Why do you think there is a natural tendency towards this idea of cattiness? Why do we reach towards that? Is that something else that's been propagated outside of?
I think so. I think even in terms of the history of psychology, you'll see that women have always been considered to be hysterical and irrational. So we have this perception that women coming together ultimately is going to result in explosiveness and not necessarily unity and something powerful and meaningful.
For men. For men. Let's put it out there.
Well, Stacey, you've taken things into your own hands and you've created My Soul Sisters. Can you tell us a little bit more about the soul sisters that come together?
Oh, well, last year I suffered through burnout, and while I was suffering and then recovering, what I realized is that I really needed to make more moments in my life that are full of joy, full of happiness. And so for me, that's getting outdoors, going for nature walks, going on the hiking trails, going down to the beach and watching the waves, because that's my happy place. But then what I realized was missing was the people to do those things with. And so I started My Soul Sisters as a way to sort of build the friendship group that we all dream of, which is a supportive circle of women that just enjoy doing similar things and also just share that same zest for life, you know, get together, go out there, make connections, and then enjoy the world around us. So that's where it all started and began.
I love that, and congratulations for getting the momentum that you've got, but it speaks to the need that people need human connection. We need to see ourselves represented, certainly within business. When it comes to women, over the last 3 weeks, when we've spoken about the development of women within the business place, it's been identified that you need a mentor, and this is the model that men have been using for centuries to progress very quickly. You need mentorship, and you need that support structure above you to be able to kind of highlight and show the way. So Sonke, your organization has taken this friendship and this notion of a network a step further within that business field. Why take that step, and what sort of success stories have you seen now that you've started to support each other in this way?
You know, what was important for me was to always create a platform that brings women from all walks of life to come together, to engage, exchange ideas, and to generally support and uplift one another.
Yeah.
Because I feel that as women, we've sort of gravitated more towards pulling each other down instead of uplifting one another. So it was important for me to make sure that there's a platform that allows women to be open and vulnerable in a space that is safe for them to freely exchange ideas and to communicate and share their journeys to be to where they are right now. So it was very important for me, and it also entails the detail of uplifting, upskilling one another, because at the end of the day, you don't want to have a round table where no one takes anything out of it. You want it to have an impact, and you want people to leave out there having gained a skill or two, you know. So that's why it was important for me to have such a platform.
And you know, even as you hear this, it mustn't be seen as a negative to say, okay, we're competing with each other. When there's one seat at a table of 10 that gets to be occupied by a woman, understandably, there's going to be competition for that one seat. We get that notion, and that's what we need to change. But the idea of providing skills along with a mentor to show the way, absolute magic. And we're going to continue discussing that in just a moment. Please, can you share your insight with us this morning? We'd love to hear from you. 063-408-8863. Drop us a voice note. Our panel is not going anywhere. We'll continue our discussion in just a moment. Time now to see if Kat has got the moves. I think he has.
Gynagod, feminine hygiene mastered.
You know where the danger is? It's when your teammate just sets you up like that. Let's see if Kat's got the moves. What are you talking about? It's a Monday morning. Let me just start off slow. Anyway, listen, we are going to get moving. We are going to get exercising on this Monday. And you know what? Nobody should ever be ashamed of exercising. And it doesn't matter, you know, whether it's that time of the month for the ladies or just in general. It doesn't matter. And especially, we know that ladies do have worries about certain things. But with products like Gynagod, that is gentle on you, that is soap-free and fragrance-free, there is no need to worry. And this morning we have an incredible team who are here to show us how to embrace that workout. We've got Zumba instructor Melanie Mundell and her team, and Keegan's here to introduce us to the rest of the team that are really going to get our heart rates really kick-started, right?
100%. So we have myself, Keegan, we have Melanie over here, we have Sean over there, and Ali, and we are just super excited to get going.
Super excited. Oh, Keegan was asking me, like, can you guara? I'm like, yes, I've got it on this side here. And he's like, no, you need to go to the other side. I'm like,
don't worry, we'll do both, we'll do both.
Not quite sure, not quite sure. So we're going to get a bit of a demonstration from you before we get into the main workout later. So this is for you at home to just establish the basic moves and to know that you will be ready for the session when we get to it, right? Okay, so take us through the basic demo of what we're going to be doing.
Okay, perfect. So it's going to be 4 steps forward, so you'll come forward.
You just walked and made it look so simple. Just like 1, 2, 3, 4. No, come back, please.
Okay.
We want spice, please.
No, but you start and then you progress.
Okay.
So 4 steps forward.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then side step.
There's side step.
Then back.
1, 2,
3, 4 side step.
Okay, ooh. Okay, you see, this is where you need to tell me which foot we're starting off with on the 5, 6, 7, 8.
So always left foot, and then for the viewers at home, it would be right.
Cool. You know where the danger is. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so forward, right and left, back, right and left, left, right.
Right.
And keep going.
Okay, there's a jump there.
Yes. Hey, there we go. Back. And then we'll add in the arms from there.
Okay, cool.
So we'll do that for 4 times, and then from there we'll start adding in arms. So side,
okay.
Forward.
1, 2, 3.
Side, and back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Side.
Okay.
Side.
Okay, wait.
Cool.
So when you go to the side, the one arm, you're there.
Yes.
And you got
100%.
Get the chest
pump. There we go.
Pump.
Hey, 100%.
Okay.
Cool. And then from there, this is where we start the guara.
This is where we start the guara.
It's intimidating, I know, but it's very simple. You literally...
If you weren't at Groove this weekend, this is your groove.
Literally, you're just going to start, it's almost like a tap of a foot, okay?
Tap of a foot.
So you're going to bend slightly, and then you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
and then punch it out. So 4 punches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the other side.
Levels, yeah?
So 1, 2, 3,
It's
4.
you know,
and
it's the science
punch.
for me. It's like what the hands are doing
so
while
I'm
you.
just indicating the
basically
4.
we'd all be here. Now you're here, staying alive as well, and then you punch it.
But don't stress. So I'm indicating the 4, but as soon as we get into it, then you'll just start adding in your hands like that.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So it's
Cool.
just,
Cool.
yeah. So then from there we can go back to your left side or to the right at home.
Yeah.
And then just start going out. Punch it out. And swap. And punch it out. Amazing. Then the last step.
I can already feel the heart rate going.
There we go.
Yeah?
Then the last step is we're going to do a bit of a hit.
Okay.
So hit, and then move to your left, and hit. Move to your right, and hit. Hey. And hey. And hey. Cool, cool. And then
A
from
South African
here,
musical taking place right in front of you.
Yeah, there we go. Ready to go. And then the last step, you got to do like a swag lean. So you're going to move back.
Yeah.
Almost have like little fingers pointing up and then swag it.
Oh,
and then rotate around and swag
yes.
it. Hey! Rotate around and swag. And turn.
Is this exercise or what?
Hey.
I mean,
It's just about vibing it out. Hey! There we go. So amazing.
so those are the moves.
Those are the moves.
Okay, hopefully you made notes.
When you get into
Not
it,
to
it'll be
worry.
fun.
A little bit later on. What's that, Zoe? Do it with music. I don't know if we can have music right now, but those are basically the moves. Get them into your memory, and then later on we're going to put them into practice. Do we have some music?
I'm hearing. Oh. Can we restart it? Sorry, that was quite a quick little.
Okay. Okay, the tempo is a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna move forward. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. And arms. Hey.
Yo, hele.
Time to guara, let's go.
Hey.
Punch it out.
Yo,
Other side. Hey.
Hey.
You are going. Hey. Hey.
What's the next?
Time to hit. Let's go. Hit. Other side. Hey.
Hey. You must call it out before. Okay. Okay.
Time to swag lean. Are you ready? Swag lean.
Yes.
Rotate it. Hey.
Yo.
Keep going. Hey.
Yo.
Hey.
That stank face is my muscles burning. Just like, oh, okay. Okay, you guys carry on doing that. Okay, clearly as you can see, later on we're really going to get into the swing of things. You're going to be sweating.
Amazing.
Oh, catch my breath. And of course, as you can imagine, after workout, smelling good, of course, contributes to you feeling good. And of course, there's no need not to participate with products like GynaGuard that have feminine hygiene mastered. And speaking of feeling good, we're actually about to make one lucky viewer very happy this morning, the winner of our competition. So congratulations, big congratulations to Melissa Pather. She's on the line. And when asked what she loves about a good workout and if she has a feminine hygiene routine pre or post exercise, Melissa said that it boosts my confidence and makes me feel motivated and enthusiastic. And after that, a good cleanse with my GynaGuard products makes me feel really fresh. Hashtag feminine hygiene, hashtag GynaGuard. And we have Melissa on the line this morning. A very good morning to you, Melissa.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and yourself?
Very, very well, thank you. Congratulations on winning that wonderful hamper. How are you feeling about that?
I feel extremely great, and thank you so much. I love the Expresso show.
Fantastic. We love you too, right back at you. Now, why is it so important to you to follow a good hygiene routine?
Basically, a good feminine hygiene is really important to me. I follow it twice a day, and I feel that you need to use a good product with a good pH balance level, so it prevents infections, and we also have a good skin.
Wonderful stuff. I don't know if you've been following our little routine that we were doing now. Are you going to be joining us in the exercise?
Yes, definitely.
Love it. Listen, have a wonderful Monday, and congratulations on winning once again.
Thank Thank you so much.
Excellent. Now, you at home can stand a chance to win a GynaGuard hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand weekly. Simply tell us what you love about the GynaGuard range of post-workout hygiene routines or products by replying to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook page or on our Twitter page. And of course, don't forget to include the hashtag GynaGuard and hashtag feminine hygiene. The competition closes on the 19th of September and T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. But if you didn't take notes earlier on, I think let's quickly go to the next ad break, just reviewing those steps again.
Okay, 100%, can.
A-tempo. A-tempo. Take it from the top. Master G, do your thing. We'll see you after the break.
Okay, cool. Babaraj, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Right. And then the left, okay. Come on.
Hey.
GynaGuard, feminine hygiene mastered.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining what has been a brilliant conversation so far. In celebration of Women's Month, we are jumping back to our discussion on supportive sister circles with our panel consisting of clinical psychologist Sliam Bata, as well as two dynamic women who have both founded their own sisterhood support groups. Stacey King of My Soul Sisters, as well as Sisonke Nkonki from Sisonke Women's Round Tables. Ladies, thank you so much for rejoining the conversation with us.
And we've encouraged you at home to join in on the discussion. Send through those voice notes. That number is 063 408 8863. And we're going to kick it off with a voice note we received from Charlene. So let's take a listen to this one.
Hello, Expresso. I'm caring after my friends and I'm looking that they're healthy because they're my best friends and best friends need to take good care of each other.
I like that. It's still a little sleepy because it is early, understandably. I feel the same. But we do. You've got to look after each other, and there is something nurturing and caring. It's not just about, in this aggressive business sense, helping propel each other forward. Yeah. We need a soft touch now, probably more than ever, because we're burning out, because 100%. We're crashing, because we're falling, and this is where we need the soft touch. There is a role for women to play now in that supportive structure, that circle. How important is that love now that you're receiving it from your friends in that circle?
Oh, it is so important. It is crucial. It's what the world is made of, I believe. I think that everybody is on this earth with a loving passion, and where you channel that is where your purpose lies. I think with whether it's platonic relationships, whether it's working relationships, whether it's these sorts of circles that we're creating. And so I think that love is what makes the world go round, as cliche as it is. And now more than ever post-pandemic, we need it.
Yeah.
We do need it. I mean, I have my group of girls and we do weekly girls' dinners just so that we can touch base with each other because we're all in different fields. But Sisonke, you were at the receiving end of a mentorship program, and now you feel it's important to pay it forward. Why is that so for you?
You know, with me, I always share that I am where I am today because of women that believed in me and they saw something in me. So it's very important to understand that not everyone is going to be a part of a mentorship program. Not everyone is going to have access to such platforms and circles. So it's very important for us as those women that are in those positions of influence to actually go out there, you know, to those communities and not just go there for the handing over of care packs and whatnot, but to actually take it a step further to say that, you know what, I believe in you. You are capable. Your dreams are valid, and to extend that hand of opportunity so that you also make a better version of another woman that did not really see, and believe in themselves. And you also then in that same moment, you're not only bettering that woman, but you're also making their family, you're impacting their family to become better people and the community at large. So that's why I feel that paying it forward is very important. It does not just end with you, but extending it forward, it does make a difference to those that are in less privileged circles.
Just that representation, you think it's important for other women to see that represented. For young girls, it must be even more important that these archetypes are laid down in those developmental years. How important is it that young girls see this sisterhood, see themselves represented in this circle of trust and support?
Yeah, it's absolutely crucial, I think. The first, relationship we have as women to other women is with our guardians, our mothers, and then, it extends to our friends, our teachers, women in our community. But it is so crucial that young women who are older have gone through certain life stages. They've had certain experiences that sometimes these young women are going to go through still. So it's very important to sometimes be passing down that wisdom, to the young ones. And to also, I think, form a barrier of protection for them as well, because there are certain things where I think women are exposed to so many dangers too in society. So it's very helpful whenever we can extend compassion, when we can extend protection, but also when the older women in our communities can shape those younger ones and actually just show us, there's so many different ways to be a woman, and it's okay no matter what sort of version of woman you want to be.
Definitely. Stacey, I actually wanted to ask you, with your Soul Sisters, you've mentioned burnout earlier, but how does the Soul Sisters ensure that you not only just get rest, but you restore yourself and you just get that energy back?
Yeah, so that's a big one. When I was on my healing journey, recovering through burnout, I realized there was a distinct difference between those two things. Rest, physical rest, crucial for your body. But when it comes to restoration, that happens at a soul level. And that restoration comes through things where you find things that spark joy in your life, that brings meaning to your life again, things that make you feel alive, and so through my Soul Sisters, what I've created is these meetups where women can come to these group activities, these fun activities, where we bring happiness back into their lives again. And so through those activities and through the connection, we find restoration and not only rest.
Just a little bit of serotonin. Just want a little bit of serotonin in my brain. Please, man, I just want to feel a little bit better. The voice notes have been coming through. Let's hear another one this morning, get another insight.
Good morning to the awesome Expresso team, Mrs. Nirmala Devi Murlia from Kamas. Yes, we do have a few ladies, sisterhood in society settings, where we get together on a regular basis, encourage, empower, yes, whether it is family, society, religion, you name it, even health issues come up. We have this regular time for each other, and it is of great importance, empowerment, only to embrace our ideologies and open up avenues into the world we're living in. Thank you.
Thank you. Got it down. Got it down, locked, sorted. Absolutely love that, because there are ties, there are cultural ties, there are traditional ties. Women have been supporting each other for centuries. Women have been doing amazing things for millennia. We just haven't heard about it because men have crossed it out of the history books. We will find out more from this incredible panel of how we can empower each other, how you as a woman can empower the sisters in your circle. So please join the discussion. 063-408-8863. That's the WhatsApp line to use.
Thanks, team. Now, spring is just around the corner, and there's nothing better than those tea time treats inspired by Golden Cloud tea bakes. And these easy, light and fluffy, savory chili pepper scones that we're about to make, they come together in a matter of minutes, and they're flavored with warm spices. There's some cheese and chives, a hint of black pepper, and these scones are best enjoyed just hot out of the oven with a smattering of butter on it. You want to see it melt, you want to enjoy it while they're nice and fresh. And to help me put these together in a matter of minutes, Mama K is in the building, joining Papa K.
Yes, that's right. Hello, Kat. How are you today,
Very,
Papa K?
very well. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you are tired. You've had a very, very busy weekend. You were just telling me that you were traveling and you were in Nigeria very recently doing some amazing work, right? What were you doing?
I was in a school, in a low-income school, just helping with the graduation and a lot of other things.
Amazing
yes.
stuff.
But
amazing.
glad to be back home.
Absolutely.
Although it's cold. So
just a little bit. Cape Town has a way of just kind of dictating its own temperature. But let's warm everyone up at home who is experiencing the cold with these beautiful treats that we're about to make. So where do we begin with this?
We'll start with the tea. Like you said, it takes a minute. So we're going to start with the rooibos tea and cinnamon.
Okay, all right.
You can add as much or as little, as you want in it.
Yes.
And then we had the honey. I've got the fire hot just now.
Yes.
A little bit of honey. I don't like too much of it, but I love it.
So you just like a little bit of sweetness, not too much.
A little bit of sweetness.
Don't overdo it.
And then we had the ginger as well. And we're just there. And while we're waiting that for steam and boil up, then we're going to go to the main thing here, which is mixing the flour itself.
For the scones.
So we start with the salt. I've already got the flour measured here.
Did you have to sift it or anything like that?
Yes, normally it's advisable to do that.
That gets the air inside those little pockets so that you ultimately have a fluffy and airy scone.
Right. And then we had the nutmeg.
Lovely.
And then we had the ginger, chili.
Wow, okay.
And then chives.
Okay. It's a lot of spices.
We're trying to make sure, like you said, it can be done within, a few minutes.
Absolutely.
We had obviously the cheese, and the whole idea is to mix it. But while I'm doing that as well, this is already melted butter.
Yeah, you would just pop this in the microwave or something like that.
Yes, and then you need to make it fluffy.
Okay, good.
So just start with that. You need to help me while in the kitchen. You're Papa K, but I'm Mama K. So I'm giving you all the directions.
There you go. So you just kind of
mix
to get the air into it.
To get the air in, then you add the egg and the milk.
Right. All at once, eh? I can add all at once.
Beat it just gradually in.
Here we go.
And then, while I'm doing this, obviously I've got all the... I always like my chili, so I will add a little bit more into it. Because it is chili scones after all, and it's supposed to help you as well with the cold.
Yes,
okay, now you can add the milk.
The milk can go in there. And you can already see lots of bubbles forming on the surface. Can I go with all the milk?
You can have a go with all the milk.
Lovely stuff.
What we're going to then do is we're going to fold it in here.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
It's fine. Let's just go for it now.
I like to do a thorough job. Okay, here we go. Slowly but surely.
Yes, slowly.
So that you can actually...
So the whole idea is we mix it in to get a dough. We fold it in gently.
Is that all right?
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
So hopefully you have somebody to help you in the kitchen.
I
but
do,
otherwise...
but most of the time I'm on my own, and I actually love working on my own.
And it's easy enough, right? This is a recipe that's easy enough for
very, very easy. So let's move on to the next. So you keep mixing.
Let me just add the rest of this here to make
Please do. There we go.
For completeness sake.
There we go. So you keep mixing, and basically this is what we get.
Okay. And then
but you make sure you mix very well, and then you have your flour, first, and then you get your rolling pin.
So question, once you get to this stage, how do you know that you have the right consistency of dough? Is it about, kind of pressing it and then seeing where it bounces back?
That is part of it, and as well, it shouldn't really break. So you need to make sure you need to have the right consistency.
Excellent
So
stuff.
what we normally will advise as well is, we're adapting. We're in Africa, so we need to adapt.
Yes.
So we have a glass of cup here, and you kind of glaze it with flour, and the whole idea is you cut it in.
To make sure that it doesn't, the scones don't stick to the glass. You get a nice, clean shape out of it. And while you're doing that, Golden Cloud scone mix makes it super easy to bake up your favorite scones. You just add milk, eggs, and oil or butter, whichever you prefer, and it just bakes in 20 minutes. Super, super easy. And as you've heard, the secret to perfectly fluffy scones is not just in that beautiful technique that you're going to be using to mix up your wet ingredients as well, but of course Golden Cloud cake flour as well. And the trick to getting them extra, extra light and fluffy is to actually use cold butter that results in that flawless tasty scone at the end of the day. So that's looking good right now.
Yes, we've got 3, there, and And you could actually mix all this up again to get another one. We don't waste in the kitchen.
Lovely.
Now, this one is an interesting bit, which we're going to add. I've got the pan already there, so we're going to add, this is honey. So we're going to add the honey, if you help me bring the salt, and the chili.
Should we go all in?
Let's go for it.
All right, here we go.
Let's go for it.
Okay, I've already witnessed what chili can do once it goes into a hot...
I think that's too much salt, but let's go for it. You seem to love your salt. Still, let's go for it. Okay, so now...
okay.
Right, so the chili as well.
Here we go.
So we mix it, then we add the cold butter as well.
Cold butter, here we go.
And the whole idea after this, I'm going to just take it out.
Because it is quite high?
Yes, it is now too high. So the whole idea, I'll switch it off, so let me leave it there now. So the whole idea is you melt it, you let it cool down.
Lovely.
After it cools down, you roll it, and then we get that.
And with
and
this...
you put it in the fridge as well.
That's the butter that you're going to be using at the end.
Correct.
Wonderful stuff. Mama Kay, thank you very much. Now, Golden Cloud has a new and exciting competition coming your way with a weekly celebration of a spring high tea. Now, tune into Expresso over the next few days to find out how you can stand a chance to win a 10,000 Rand weekly. But in the meantime, put your pinkies up, enjoy this beautiful snack, and visit our expressoshow.com website to find this delicious recipe. Thank you very much, Mama Kay.
You're most welcome, Kat. Thank you.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Tissue Oil and Rich Skincare range. Now with 72-hour rich moisture for radiant, glowing skin. New look Ingram's. Your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's still Women's Month, and we can't think of a better way to celebrate than gathering your girlfriends and bask in the affirmation of a supportive sisterhood. And that is exactly what our discussion is all about today, supportive sister circles. And we have our panel consisting of clinical psychologist Lindile Mbata, as well as dynamic women who have founded their own sisterhood supportive groups. We have Stacey King of My Soul Sisters, as well as Sisonke Nkonki from Sisonke's Women Round Tables. We've encouraged you to get part of the conversation by sending through voice notes. Let's take a listen to this one that came through.
Good morning, good morning. My name is Lindo Kuhle and my surname is Nzoyi. I'm so impressed by this topic today. Listening to your question, I think I'm interested very much because I'm one of the friends that are always supportive to my friends and to my colleagues. What I do in my corner is that I listen to their ideas, I go to their events, I share their posts, I celebrate their victories, and also it reminds me of the importance of having sisters around our corners. And it's very important that a legal support that you give to those that are close to you is very important and can go a long way. That's it from my side.
Oh, emphatic point. I love that. Show up. Show up. It doesn't have to be a massive thing. You don't have to start your own NGO and launch a campaign, write a book. Just show up. Just go to the event for your sister, for your friend. I love that. There's one area that terrifies me as a man who grew up in an all-female household, who now has a daughter and a beautiful wife. I cannot protect them all the time. This is probably the least safe country in the world for a woman to grow up in. How do you approach that from your circle of trust? How do you feel about safety in this country, and how do you try to create a sense of security with each other?
So safety is a real concern for women in South Africa. It really is. And so through my Soul Sisters, because we have grown with numbers in the last 6 months, what that does bring is that when we do meet up together, it's a big group and it's safety in numbers. So we have an assurance in that sort of sense. It is obviously a falsified assurance at times, because it doesn't mean that it's 100% safe. But at least when we gather in groups, we are better together. In addition to that, I also vet social media profiles. So anybody that is being added into our exclusive WhatsApp community, I actually personally go and vet every single social media profile, just so that we've got that added layer of protection for all of our members in the community.
How do you become a member of the Soul Sisters?
So you can contact me via DM on Instagram is probably the easiest way, or otherwise on my website. So that's www.mysoulsisters.co.za, or otherwise on Instagram, which is @mysoulsisters. And then the process is I will get in touch. If you've got a private profile, I then ask to just send a friend request, look at your profile, make sure that you are indeed a woman, and that you can see the difference between a bot account and a normal account. And then I get your number, add you into the WhatsApp community, and then you're in.
And you've got your tribe around you. I love that. So, Sonke, how do we join the round table? I know I'm probably exempt, unfortunately. How can other women join your incredible organisation?
You know, we've got social media platforms that we're available on. We've got our website, which is www.swrt.co.za, and we're very welcoming to collaborations and partnerships from sisters and organisations alike. So if you feel that you want to be a part of this transformational community, then hit us up on our social media and our website.
To make some money. Love that.
Slee, from your end, just to wrap up our conversation around finding that supportive sister circle within you. Not everyone always have access to that, and not everyone's always capable to start their own NGOs. What words of advice would you give to those who wants to be part of it?
So I would say you can be a sister to anyone in your sphere of influence. You know, if you are in school, even if you're in high school, you know, you might know a young girl who is in class who sits by themselves. You know, you can be the sort of sister that you would want to have for that person. In the work scene, for example, you know, invite someone over to have lunch, you know, with you, and engage and create those new connections as well. But also, like the sisters here have mentioned, that you can promote others on social media, you can show up to their events if you know that there's a fellow sister who, you know, is having something going. But I really think it's about starting to think, okay, how can I, in my own sphere of influence, maybe I'm a health professional, I can approach a school and speak to, you know, the kids about what it might be involved if you want to become a health professional. So there are so many things that you can do. You don't have to start an organization, but you can just volunteer yourself, think about the skills that you have, even in terms of what it is that you're doing in your immediate workplace every day. I think there's always an opportunity to be that sister to someone that you really need and that they really need.
And look for those moments, because so often it's happening right in front of you, where someone is desperately crying out for help or just needs someone to lean on or something just in that moment. Just read the room, open yourself up. But I think just examine your own life. Look for that thing that was the X factor for you, that code that you were able to crack. Give that to someone else. Let someone else do that. But I love it. Thank you so much. Ladies, you've been amazing today. Thank you so much.
We've had an incredible panel, and thank you for joining in on the discussion. And of course, our WhatsApp line, it remains open to you. you if you still want to be part of it. It's 063 408 8863.
Truly heartwarming conversations which I hope have inspired you this morning. And as you've heard and hopefully learned, that having a sister circle as a woman can be very important, and having a group of people who can understand the things that you're going through without even having to ask or without you having to explain it can often be a lifesaver for a lot of women out there, especially when it comes to safety. And so that inspires today's quote of the day, which comes from writer Alex L., who said, quote, "Women forget how much we can inspire one another. No one understands us like us." And whether you don't yet have that sister circle, or you're thinking about getting one, or you've already got one locked in, let us know your experiences and how they have helped you.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Your Monday morning started off just the right way. Thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. As we quickly get an update on what the headlines hold for us this morning. Here's Zoe.
Oh, thank you, Kat. Let's start off with your national headlines. The trade union federation, CUSATU, has called on other unions to join its nationwide strike on Wednesday over rising prices of the fuel, food, living costs and ongoing load shedding. The federation's president, Zingiswa Losi, said the strike was meant to put pressure on both the government and the private sector to correct and resolve the socio-economic challenges that continue to stifle South African households. It would focus on rising issues with the country's decision and policymakers about the general state of the working class. And staying with local news, many residents of Nongoma in KwaZulu-Natal who attended the AmaZulu King Misizulu Zulu KwaZwelentini pre-coronation rituals at the Royal Palace say they recognize him as their monarch. People turned out in numbers to attend the pre-coronation ceremony on Saturday. This involved the introduction of the new monarch to the ancestors after entering the royal kraal and performing the necessary rituals. King Misizulu KwaZwelentini was publicly announced as king by Zulu royal family elders. He promised unity in the Zulu nation. The coronation date is yet to be announced. Moving to news abroad, Singapore is to repeal a law that bans gay sex, effectively making it illegal, in fact, make it legal to be homosexual in the city-state. The decision announced by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong comes after years of fierce debate. LGBT Activists in Singapore have hailed the move as a win for humanity. The city-state is known for its conservative values, but in recent years, increasing numbers of people have called for the colonial-era law to be abolished. Singapore is the latest place in Asia to move on LGBT rights, and after India, Taiwan and Thailand. And a new oil and gas well that will be 3.5 kilometers deep is being drilled in northern Zimbabwe by the Australian firm Invictus Energy in partnership with the government. The project is being called a game changer for the country as it could improve its power supplies and economy. Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has said the government is excited about the potential oil and gas discovery in Zimbabwe. But environmentalists are wary of the well, saying it could damage animal habitats and vegetation. And in our show on Thursday, we were joined by a few of the country's favorite social media personalities, an interesting panel discussion following on the impacts that social stardom has on their mental health. Well, regarding this subject, it's interesting to learn that Spider-Man star Tom Holland has announced he's taking a break from social media to protect his mental health. The 26-year-old posted a video informing his some 67 million followers that he's chosen to delete the social media apps and distance himself from the digital world for a while. He said he found Instagram and Twitter to be overstimulating and overwhelming. He added, and I quote, "It's detrimental to my mental state, so I decided to take a step back and delete the app." Now, comments flooded the posts with support, including from Justin Bieber. Holland's powerful video will undoubtedly help others who may be struggling and act as a reminder that we all need to take stock of our mental health. Well, on that note, that's where we leave your morning headlines. Let's take another look at your sport. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's start with our football. One for the books this weekend. Arsenal are the only team in the Premier League with a 100% start to their season, currently sitting at the top of the standings. That's after the Gunners beat Bournemouth 3-0 in a dominant display. The North London rivals, Spurs, they got the result they wanted to kick us off this weekend with a 1-0 win over Wolves. Harry Kane notably netting his 185th league goal for the club. Then yesterday, Leeds pulled off a bit of a shock 3-0 win over a lackluster Chelsea. The weekend then was rounded out with another possible shock. Man City coming from 3-1 down to draw 3-3 with a spirited Newcastle. Boy, how far they've come. And of course, the big one tonight, a rivalry as old as time. Man United hosting Liverpool. It's going to be a kicker to round off the weekend's action. Then we stay with local footballing action now. And the local football over the weekend kicked off on Friday night with AmaZulu securing a 3-2 win over Swallows as they move to the top of the table. Peter Shalalili also got his name on the score sheet again as Mamelodi Sundowns were held to a 1-1 draw against Sekhukhune United. The Western Cape derby between Cape Town City and Stellenbosch ended 1 apiece as well. Then Kaizer Chiefs, they were able to edge out Richards Bay to earn maximum points with a 1-0 win there. Then on Sunday, Royal AM and Marumo Gallants played out to a very exciting 2-2 draw down in Durban, while SuperSport United and Orlando Pirates had to share the spoils in a 0-0 draw. Then on to cricket. Great news to start the week. South Africa inflicted England's first defeat under the Brendan McCullum era as they won their first test at Lords by a crushing innings and 12 runs with more than 2 days to spare, and this happened on Friday. So England were dismissed for 149 in their second innings before tea on that third day, with the Proteas effectively winning the game in 6 sessions after most of Wednesday's first day was lost to rain. Destroyer-in-chief Kagiso Rabada was named player of the match after taking 7 wickets for just 79 runs in the match, and then Anrich Nokia ably supported him with 6 wickets in the match, and Cyril Ervier was the top scorer with bat in hand as South Africa's only batting innings with 73, the top score there. Then it was a massive weekend in all fighting formats, really. Let's start with boxing. Ukraine's Alexander Usyk won his rematch against Anthony Joshua by split decision in Saudi Arabia early on Sunday morning to set up a potential unification bout with Tyson Fury, of course. So Usyk now unbeaten at 20-0, immediately called out Fury Fury and announced his latest, of course, we know Fury had announced his latest retirement earlier this month, but he has signaled his willingness to resume his career, and I'm sure this will be a major motivator. Then we turn to the Octagon, where Leon Edwards sensationally knocked out Kamaru Usman to win the welterweight title at UFC 278. The 30-year-old landed a beautiful left high kick to become champion for the first time, and not his first attempt, it must be said. But a brilliant sporting weekend all round. We'll delve a bit more into the footy in just a moment, so stick around for that. But right now, let's see how the competition out on the roads is looking with the traffic.
Thank you, G-Man. Well, in Gauteng, we'll start off with traffic in Fairland. On the N1 northbound, there's an obstruction in the road. It's after 14th Avenue. Now, multiple cars are getting punctures, so please avoid this area and use an alternative route this morning. And then moving to the Western Cape and Guguletu, on the N2 incoming, there's a vehicle broken down after Borchards Quarry Road. It's obstructing that left lane and it's causing heavy delays, as you can see on your screen right now. Please be patient on the roads this morning. Moving to KwaZulu-Natal in Hilton, there are roadworks on the N3 northbound. It's after the Hilton interchange. The left lane is closed, so please keep a lookout for that. Well, that's where we leave your traffic for now. Let's take another look at your weather. Well, in our weather bulletin at 6 a.m., we had news of Portugal facing yet another devastating wildfire. And now we have news that scientists have identified the weather conditions that create dry lightning, which recently started California's most devastating wildfires. This could help governments and emergency services to better predict these very rare weather events and subsequently respond more quickly. Dry lightning strikes when there has been less than 2.5 millimeters of rainfall with high land temperatures. Now, the lower part of the Earth's atmosphere, known as the troposphere, is so dry that the rain that normally comes with lightning evaporates before it even falls. And climate change is expected to rise temperatures and reduce rainfall in California in coming years. In August 2020, more than 12,000 dry lightning strikes started some 650 wildfires across California. Scientists believe they can now help to better constrain future risks of wildfire ignitions in California. Now, from wildfires, we now bring it back to our own South African shores. Let's look at those sunrise photos that came through. First up, one of our regulars, Emil Jones from Buccleuch in Johannesburg, showcased this long road being lit up by the blue and yellow hues that's caused by the sun's rays. And then Solly shared this view of the pink morning sky from Matsulu Township overlooking the Kruger National Park. Noura shared this clear morning sky filled with warm colors from GQ. And finally, another regular of ours, Brad Bennett's, showcasing this stunning view of the sun rising up from behind the ocean in Umkomaas. Please continue to share those sunrise views with us on our WhatsApp line. If you don't have that number, it's on your screen right now. It's 063-408-8863. Let's get into those temperatures for today. Polokwane, your low is 5, your high 22. Mbombela, 8.25. Pretoria, 7.21. Johannesburg, 7 with a high of 19. Mahikeng, sunny, 6 is your low, 23 your high. Klerksdorp, 4, reaching a high of 22. Kimberley, 6.22. If you're in Bloemfontein, a low of 1 and a high of 21 can be expected. Richards Bay, 11.24. Pietermaritzburg, 5 with a high of 24. Sunny in Durban, 14 is your low, 21 your high. Mthatha, 5, reaching a high of 23. If you're in East London, 12 is your low, 19 your high. Cradock, 2, reaching a high of 23. Gqeberha, 10 with a high of 18 for today. Cloudy conditions in George, 8 with a high of 16. Some rain can be expected in Cape Town today, a low of 9, a high of 18. Worcester, 8, reaching a high of 23. Sutherland, 4, 19. And Uppington, sunny conditions with a low of 9 and a high of 26 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather for now. We'll have a final update for you shortly after 8. But let's get into some children's health and looking at why kids get headaches and some of the underlying causes.
Introducing new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5ml sachets. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere.
Indeed, thank you very much, Zoe. Yes, we've been taking a deep dive into the diagnosis, the symptoms and treatment plans for colds and flus this winter season, and today is no different. And as Zoe has just said, we're focusing on headaches, which are usually associated with symptoms that adults experience, but it is not unusual for children to get headaches every now and then when they have a cold or a flu. And here to unpack headaches in children and the underlying causes is pediatrician and specialist Dr. Puleng Tlopo. Very good to have you here, Dr. Tlopo. How are you?
I am well, and you, Kat?
Fantastic. Looking fantastic as well on this Monday morning. Ready to conquer the world.
I am.
All right, but let's talk about this because it's actually been something that I was saying to you earlier on. I heard it before. Somebody saying that children shouldn't experience headaches. And so, first of all, is that true? Or can one expect for your child to experience a headache from time to time, given certain circumstances?
Okay, I'm so excited for this topic because it is such a, excuse the pun, headache for parents and healthcare workers. It is very, if you had to type headaches into Google, you would get such big things and big words. And so for me to be able to speak on this topic is really exciting. So when kids have colds and flus, we do expect them to have headaches.
Okay.
So it is a common thing, and what you're speaking to there is what the secondary headaches, so secondary causes of headaches, as opposed to the primary causes like migraines, tension headaches, and all the cluster headaches that is more common in adults. In kids, we tend to see more the secondary causes, which means there is an identifiable source, and most of the time it is colds and flus. Yeah.
So at the first instance, when you're at home, because children struggle to express themselves or to articulate certain things, what are the telltale signs to know that your child is experiencing a headache, apart from the fact that if your child is old enough, they're able to say that my head is sore and they point to, let's say, a part of their anatomy that indicates as such?
Absolutely. You see, one of the things I went into pediatrics is that kids are so resilient. So in most instances, the smaller ones will still conceal the fact that they have headache and continue to play despite having the headache. But you can see when a child's struggling because then they tend to be a bit more tired. They tend to not eat. And in most of the time, they have associated symptoms, which will be a bit of a fever, a bit of a runny nose, a bit of a congested nose, and they will point to the head. So as if, you know, there's something going on in the head. Some of the kids will cry inconsolably.
Right.
Then you know that something is really off, which the parents will complain and say, you know, my kid is not the same. They're not eating. They're not doing anything. They seem to be in pain. So in the smaller ones, unfortunately, it's very hard to kind of see. You kind of see that the child's off, but they can't really verbalize and say, I have a headache.
So to that extent, very important then to kind of, you know your child's character traits and notice those minute differences, right?
For sure, and the fact that they do conceal it, they will continue to play.
Right, because children prioritize play over everything, their own survival. The world could be ending, but it's more important to play the dragon game, Papa.
Yeah, for sure, but I mean, they do struggle and, you know, they'll be just down and out and they won't be themselves. So it's very difficult in the smaller ones, but certainly the bigger ones will tell you my head is sore or my nose is sore, or they just point to any part in the head. So you kind of have to know that.
Let's talk about the frequency of headaches and when you reach a point as a parent where you then need to consult a pediatrician as yourself or a general practitioner.
Yes. Okay, so we call them the red flags of headaches. So this is when I would drop whatever I'm doing and listen. I mean, I'd still do listen with colds and flus, but the red flags in headaches is what we really worry about, because it means from the time you telling me whether you're a parent or you're a healthcare provider calling me as a pediatrician, from the time you tell me the red flags, I literally need to be doing something about that headache. So going through the red flags, so we're looking at a child with headache that awakens them from sleep. We are looking at what we call an early morning headache. An early morning headache is a child who actually wakes up every morning with headaches. We're looking at altered mental status, so a child that's not themselves. We're looking at abnormal movements. We're looking at clumsiness. We're looking at a child who has, the teachers complain that deterioration at school. We're looking at a child who has nausea and vomiting. So if you have a bit of a cold, you can have nausea and you can have vomiting, especially in kids who have viral illnesses.
Right.
But most of the time, if you have a headache and vomiting, it means there's pressure that's building up in the brain, and that's when you would have to say, okay, I have to take my child to a pediatrician.
Okay.
The other things or the other category that we would worry about is a child who has a pre-existing medical condition.
Right.
In this instance, we're talking about children with cardiac illnesses, children with bleeding disorders, children who have things like sickle cell disease, because we kind of know that those are predisposed to having abnormal intracranial things. So
yes.
we tend to worry a bit more, yeah.
And so then, how effective is paracetamol as a treatment for headaches? Or does it vary in scale depending on the severity?
For sure. So I think because paracetamol is the Beyonce of analgesic, yeah, absolutely. You'd give paracetamol to anything. So in pediatrics, that's our first line as far as treating any sort of pain.
Yes.
Because it's safe in the sense that the dosing of it, we give in children. In case you didn't know, it's milligram per kilogram. So
okay.
as opposed to adults where you just have one tablet, have two
Right, yes.
For kids, it's always per kilogram. So paracetamol is very good in the fact that you dose it per kilogram and then you give it at certain intervals in a day. It's very documented on the leaflet as well, if you read. So you always have to give according to because even though it's such a beautiful drug, no drug is without side effects.
Right,
so
read that particular one's
Yes, and then you
leaflet.
give according to the age of the child. Yeah, and it's very effective. It works really well, yeah.
Well, Dr. Tlopo, thank you so much. Fantastic having you here and looking forward to many more interactions with you.
Absolutely.
You're doing great work.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Thank you so much.
And just like that, we've learned something new. I certainly have learned something new for the day. And if you have, do share this information with your fellow parenting friends out there. And even if with your children's teachers, that might be a great help for them in order to make their working environment a lot more easier to kind of function. As you can imagine, a teacher having to work with so many kids around them and how they deal with each and every one of them. And in that way, we help to keep everybody alert and everybody healthy.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Well done.
Being a parent can be challenging, but stepping out is when things get real complicated. That's why new Panado Pediatric Syrup 5 ml sachets are here to make the job easier. They're really convenient to pack and easy to use, so you're always prepared for pain and fever, anytime, anywhere. Panado, a dose of care.
Defeat your mucus monster, Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmacodynamics.
Revlon Color Stay Matte Like Crayon. Play it up. Bold matte color goes on as easy as a crayon. Feels barely there. Super soft, 12 rocket poppin' shades. New Revlon Color Stay Matte Like Crayon. Wanna play?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to this Monday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Excitement in the house because it's the return of the Don on the couch this morning. I'm, of course, talking about renowned Cape Town musician and saxophonist Don Vino, who's accompanied by fellow celebrated musicians Alistair Isabel and Hunter Rose. Now, they'll be coming together soon on the stage at the Saxy Vibes 4.0 show that's happening this coming weekend, which is very, very exciting. Great to see all of you. Good morning.
Hello.
Happy
to see
Monday.
you too, man.
Good? Are we good? How was the weekend?
Okay, you're a little bit too excited for me.
This is not the Alistair that I'm used to. Come on. But it's great to see you all. And you know, with the opening of the doors and the loosening of the masks, it's great to see so many shows coming together finally. And yours has been... You go a long time coming, right? 2-year hiatus.
Yes.
And you're back again. Saxy Vibes. I love it. I love it.
Excited.
Tell me about the decision to bring back the show now.
Yeah, so we were ready to do it in 2020. And then obviously COVID hit.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had to pause the show for 2 years. And we're back, man. We're back. I did 3 shows, 2 at the Roxy Review Bar and 1 at the Grand Arena.
Yes.
And this one at the Good Hope Christian Center, so we're excited about this one, man.
And that's a stunning venue, I can tell you that.
We've been there, we've been there.
And man, if you've never had the chance to see what this man does with a saxophone in a crowd, it's something to be experienced. But of course, the lineup is also quite an impressive one, Alistair. You've got Loyiso Bala, who's going to be there. I think Jimmy never.
Jimmy is there.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and yet again, just to get everyone together, and people are ready to go out. People are wanting to be out. They want to be entertained. They're excited. So it's thrilling, and not only that, you know, Don Vino particularly is such an incredible performer, and get to work with this lady now also, and the rest of the guys. So I'm excited about it. I think it's as lekker om weer mekaar te omhels in terme van die maatlikheid. And so yeah, I'm thrilled to be part of it.
Is it difficult getting all the artists kind of like to agree on like, okay, we're going to do it? Because I mean, it's been 2 years, right? So the industry is a little bit out of whack. I sometimes feel like I don't even know how to take bookings anymore. It's like, what is a booking? Do I still do this? What is this? But, you know, the kind of response that you're getting from everyone out there.
Well, it's great, and again, it's everyone trying to navigate through this new kind of world that we have to exist in, and also finding out who am I? What do I want to do again with my career? Do I want some change, etc.? But to have everyone together is yet again just a symbol of people's tenacity and their innovation, and yet again, be present in what you are doing. And this Saxy Vibes 4.0 is just very, very lekker and very different to all the other shows.
Yes.
And that is what is great for me. And there are very, very few musicians or instrumentalists that can stand on their own as Don Vino has. It's singers and singers and singers, and here we have someone who's embraced the art form of being able to take his instrument and go, he's Ekman.
And to the rose among the thorn hunters. What is it like for you to be working with this caliber of musicianship, directorship on a stage such as this? Is it something you kind of feel, it's pressure?
More than anything, I'm absolutely honoured to be sharing the stage with people I've looked up to for so long. And Don Vino, my mentor, my first mentor and vocal coach, actually. So it's a full circle moment for me.
My goodness.
And it's
I
just
was
exciting.
a vocal coach, yes.
Yes. Yes. He does it all. He does it all.
Like, wow.
It's used to me. I'm like, we'll deal with this later.
But yeah, I'm absolutely honoured and excited to just be sharing the stage and to bring my part and just learn and grow and just, you know,
I was about to ask, so what can fans expect from your part of the performance? What do you bring? I don't know if you can talk too much about repertoire or anything like that, but what do you bring into the stage?
Definitely neo-soul, something familiar,
and I love
something
that about
fun.
her.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful. I love
Thank
that
you.
about her.
Thank you.
What was it like working with Hunter Rose in her earlier days and mentoring her and seeing her talent blossom?
Honest, she's gonna remember, that was so long. It was so long ago.
It was like 1 or 2 lessons.
It's like, a couple of lessons. And well to see her now, you know, getting into her own now and taking the stage and just being present in everything that she does. So professional, a consummate professional singer.
Yeah.
And I am honored and proud, you know, to be on the stage with her.
And it's all happening this weekend.
Yes.
And another great thing, other than the entertainment and people coming together, is that I understand there's a bit of a charitable element to this. Tell me about the proceeds of the tickets.
Yeah, so proceeds are going to St. Anne's Homes for Destitute Women and Children.
Oh,
I love that project. It's absolutely amazing. And also to a feeding scheme called the Siazana. Friends of mine that has been doing amazing work in the communities. And I mean, when I see what they're doing, I mean, I had to step in and do something, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely
That's what we're doing.
And Alistair, if somebody's going like, okay, weekend plans, and what would you say to them to say, get your tickets right now?
Well, absolutely. It's not only, and I do implore people, besides the fact that you're going to get a phenomenal performance from everybody, etc., it's about it's about embracing the entertainment industry again. Almal vergeet die uitdagings wat die kunstenaars het. It's huge. People are only being able to kind of get a semblance of their lives back together again. And without entertainment, it is a soulless society. That's the reality. So embrace the artists, and you know that we're going to be serving you in a really, really sincere and awesome manner. And you're going to have a joy.
Yeah.
So get out there. It's this Saturday evening out at Good Hope Christian Centre in Ottery, and you can get your tickets at
Quicket.
As simple as that. Sexy Vibes. 4.0 is that's the name of the show.
It's going to be a spectacular night out. So while you rush out to get your tickets and, of course, embrace a busy new week, maybe it's time to put the brakes on this Monday morning. Let's take 5 minutes to sit back, to ground ourselves, and maybe get reflective in another round of moments, memories, and more. And today, our theme is all about kindness and generosity. So I'm going to kindly welcome back in Alistair and Don to have a little bit of a chat, because I think you're both feeling quite grateful this morning by the sounds of it, that we are back out there, that we have the connection with our fans. So good to see you guys.
Man. Yes, sir.
We have, man. We've missed that human connection. So that's at the heart of these discussions, and we do them every Monday morning just to kind of check in with each other. So I'm going to ask you guys to get quite deep, okay? And spread the love this morning, because I think we in our industry are certainly feeling that need for generosity. So my first question, maybe Don, I can start with you. What is the most generous thing someone has done for you? Don't think too hard about it. What's that one standard? I still haven't been able to establish it for myself, so I know it's a very difficult one. But for you, what jumps off the page?
Sure, man. Giving me a place to stay. I didn't have a place to stay when I started out in my career, and a friend of mine just come and stay with me. And phew, that was the most generous thing ever. I didn't have to pay rent. So,
does he have a room available now? Do you think we can... or does he have 3 rooms available now for a small family to move in or whatever? I love that. That's a friend,
I was
man.
basically on the streets, eh?
Yeah.
So...
No, we've all... If you've been in this industry, you've been there.
Yes.
You've been there. Alistair, for you?
For me, it's a very simple thing, and I've been having this conversation with people quite often recently. In the world that I've existed and been privileged to be part of, in the blessings that I've had, often people don't ever ask, how are you?
Yeah.
It's a constant giving, and you're serving all the time. And sometimes a simple question like, how are you? And really asking how you are. That to me is just incredible.
And we know how rare that question is, but how difficult it is to answer.
Yeah.
Because you don't sit and think about these things very often. So it's amazing when someone does check in. How then do we react? If someone is kind to you, what's your natural, hence you're giving away all your proceeds for an event away to someone else. So clearly this is a part of your kind of ethos. But how do you react if someone is kind to you?
Pay it forward, no?
Yeah.
Pay it forward. If the next person is in need, do whatever you can to help the next person in need. That's why what I'm living for.
Completely.
Yeah.
And the circle turns. I love that.
Yes, sir.
What is the one thing we can all do today? So, Alistair, what is the one thing you're going to do today to be more kind?
So I don't have to attempt it, because I try and do it every single day, to be kind, to be present, to be honest with myself and forgiving of myself and everything else that I've got to go through. Because if the sun set on my life today, I would want to make sure that I'll be okay when I come on the other side.
For sure.
Yes, you know, it's as simple as that. Be present in the moments that you exist, so that you can become someone who's living in the moments that you are part of.
Because that's all that really exists. There's no past, there's no future.
We take ourselves too serious.
The moment, be kind to yourself. I like that. Self-kindness. And for you, I know your performance is a very generous way that you give pour that love out. But what can you do today, do you think, to be more kind, to offer more love to the world?
Sure.
Get that sax, boy, and play. And play.
Yeah, you know, God has blessed me with this talent, you know, and for me, it's like, it's not to bury it under the mat immer, you know, like you say, and just to bless the world, you know, with this talent, and you know, I've been fortunate and blessed to work with amazing people in my career, and I mean, Alistair Isabel is sitting next to me, you know, and then create another platform for other artists that's coming up, you know. The same thing that you've been blessed with, you know, like I said, pay it forward. Yeah.
Pay it forward. Once you've figured out, I was saying this earlier in the show, once you've cracked that code, teach that to someone else so they can unlock that for themselves. Well, you guys do it every day, and it's been amazing to watch in this post-COVID recovery how the musicians within your little clique have rallied, have circled the wagons, provided platforms for each other, supported each other, given each other places to stay. Literally, this is what the industry is all about. So thank you for being an example of that. Thank you for taking a few moments off. You've both earned a rusk. I don't know how that affects your
I'm going to get in there.
Vibe, but you've both earned it this morning. Every day you continue to earn it. So thank you so much for being that voice and that power within the industry. We love you for it. You guys have an opportunity now to do the same. Let's start this week with intention and a sense of kindness, even if that's just for yourself, as Alistair says. Tell us how you can be generous and kind today. Share your answers with us on the competition post on our Expresso Facebook or Twitter page and use that hashtag #MoreThanARusk. And the best entry will win a very generous 2,000 Rand in cash, very nice, plus the Omar Rusk's hamper, which is fantastic. And terms and conditions can be found on expressoshow.com. Good luck and be kind. Thanks, gents. I love you guys.
There's more in every dip with Omar.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Wow, what a weekend. The Premier League threw up some interesting results as always. Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City all in action. The big game coming tonight, of course, Man United and Liverpool. And with us to review and preview all of the action is our sports producer and anchor, Michael Pedro. Crazy days. We wouldn't have, we probably would have gotten maybe 4 out of 5 wrong if we had tried to pick this weekend's results. Let's start with Arsenal, absolutely dominant 3-0 over Bournemouth, top of the table. Can we believe? I know most North London clubs don't give themselves any latitude to dream and believe anymore, but this is a fantastic start.
Yeah, I think you're now seeing Mikel Arteta's vision coming into being, and just the way that Arsenal are going about their games at the moment. They look, I'd hate to say it, but they look like Man City light. Almost.
LTE, yeah.
And you can see Pep Guardiola's influence on Mikel Arteta, and now you can see that obviously in the way that Arsenal are putting performances together. And Gabriel Jesus, I mean, everybody knew his quality at Man City. It's just he never really got a look in because obviously you've got Sergio Aguero as your
everyone
main
else was
striker.
as good as him, yeah.
Exactly. And now you're seeing, well, definitely fancy their chances this season.
Yeah, certainly in the top 4, undoubtedly. And it begs the question why the English Premier League doesn't give coaches enough time to let their systems come into play, because once you see it take hold, that's when the magic happens. Likewise with Spurs, definitely the picture is starting to come together. And it was kind of against Wolves a test of 2 front threes in a different way, and of course Spurs came out on top and were for about 5 minutes top of the table.
Yes. Yeah, and Harry Kane scoring his 108.
You got to sense slightly different team there. Big shocks this weekend. Probably the biggest shock for me, Chelsea, Leeds. What on earth happened there? Take nothing away from a spirited performance on the Leeds side, but 2-0 then maybe 3-0.
Yes.
What happened?
And a red card for Chelsea as well. So, yeah, not the best day for the Blues yesterday. But I think, again, you look at Mikel Arteta and what he's done at Arsenal, something similar to what Jesse Marsch is doing at Leeds, because they always had that high-intensity, high-pressure style of player under Bielsa, but it was the man-to-man marking that sort of let them down, left so many open spaces on the field for the opposition. Now they sit in a bit of a lower block at times when the press doesn't work, so the organisation factor is there under Jesse Marsch, and you can see that it's paying off, and the pressing game is pretty much what beat Chelsea on Sunday. And then Man City against Newcastle. For a second there, I was getting very excited because Man City were 3-1 down at one stage.
My father-in-law was at St James's Park last night, losing his mind.
I can only imagine.
But yeah, I think the champions showed their credentials. They're fighting back. I mean, star power there. Scoreline tonight, Liverpool, Man United, buddy.
I don't know, it's difficult because both teams haven't had the best of starts to the season, but I think this could be the game for Liverpool to kick-start their season. I'm not going to say a score, but I think Liverpool will win.
Casemiro joins the Man United fold as well. What can he do? Can anyone do anything to help Man United at this point? Besides new owners, we don't know, but we'll wait and see tonight. Mike Pedro, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.
If this is what the season is going to be like in the Premier League, we are signing up for this.
Yeah, James, that's why they call them the great gunners of the North. We salute them. Listen, earlier on, we had a Zumba workout with instructor Melanie Mundell as well as Keegan and the team. And now we're back for round 2 because it was that good, right? You said you enjoyed it, so we're going to do it again. So get up off the couch. Zoe actually volunteered to join us. She's so excited to show off all of her dance moves. It's amazing. The nation has been waiting for this moment, Zoe. We're going to learn the choreography.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do it to music, right?
Yeah.
So how does this one work,
So basically,
Melanie?
you're going to go 2 to the side. You're going to do like a hip roll.
Okay, so you step with the hip roll.
Stepping with a hip,
Yeah, ooh.
Then you're going to take it forward.
1 and 2.
And take it forward.
2.
Then you're going to go left and right.
Left.
Side step.
Right.
There we go.
Left.
And you keep on going.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm going to show you. And as soon as the music goes, we're going to...
Oh, we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to get those hands going.
And the spice.
Spice is important. You need spice, otherwise it's bland.
Right.
Okay, right.
And then we've got a little section over here where you're just going to step like that. 3. Back.
Tap, tap.
And then 3 again.
3. You know how easily this could turn into a TikTok?
Hey!
It's TikTok.
Get your
let me just
exercise.
say, this is actually Keegan's choreo, so...
DC. Okay. All right.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Are we going to have fun?
Music. Let's get some music.
Zoe's so excited, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to go down. All right, here we go.
Not this one.
Okay, here's the music.
Not this one.
So we have another song that we're looking for.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Because you know that one was on a 3/7 time, and you can't. You need a 4/4 for that. Okay. But we got the move, so we're gonna hear. We're here, and we're here, and we're here.
Yeah.
Are we? Is this it?
Yep.
Oh, so you start off just. Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. Just to get the hips oiled.
Now we're going to go here.
Okay. To the right.
Here we go. To the front. Okay, are you ready? One more. To the side. And you bounce it.
Oh, you're bouncing now.
Hey. Those arms. Do the roll.
Why does it hit? Oh.
You got it. Hey. Roll it.
Yeah. How are you doing this, Zoe?
Baby. Now use those arms.
Now the.
To the front. And again.
Roll it.
Here we go.
Roll it.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Woo.
Ta-da.
Are you ready? 1.
Oh, the three.
And the three.
1, 2, 3.
Hey. You going?
So you can even add like your own hand movement while you're at it. Oh. Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah.
Back to the chorus.
Oh. Tala. Tala.
There we go. And that's us.
I love this.
Hey.
I love this.
Easy, right?
Absolutely.
Hey. And that's us.
Oh, and then you just like do your own thing. Zoe, we need you for Send up for Zoe.
There we go.
We're gonna go for the top again. Are you finished, Zoe? You sing very, very well. We love it. Okay. Let's go from the top again. 5, 6, 7.
Amazing.
They wanna pit us against each other when we succeed for no reasons. They wanna see us end up like we were Gina. Princess or queen, tomboy.
Hey.
You put that 2, 3. The very right to the top. The right feminine, I feminine. Let me be your wrong.
Oh, don't forget the roll. Where the roll at? I told you, if you were not at Groove this weekend, we got you covered. A great way to start off the week. Hope you enjoyed that very much. Team, thank you so much.
Amazing.
That was good.
Yeah?
That's just a ball of energy.
Absolutely love it. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We'll be right back. Hey, how's that roll?
I want to do that for you again.
Oh, it's too much.
Woolworths X-Tri powered by Imperial. South Africa's friendliest off-road triathlon is going national. Buffelspoort in Gauteng goes down on the 25th of September, Koudkloof in the KZN Midlands on the 30th of October, and the season finale at Paul Kluwer Wine Estate in the Cape on the 4th of December. With every entry helping the Woolworths Trust to better nourish, educate, and safeguard South Africa's children. Enter now at www.xtri.co.za.
Get planning for a much-needed Johannesburg urban lifestyle family getaway. Rediscover cafes, restaurants, bars, galleries, and museums to enhance your stay with our kids. Stay and eat for free or 50% off on second-room family offers. Marriott's portfolio presents a full and diverse range of outstanding hotels in Johannesburg, each uniquely designed with its own personality. Book now, enea.marriott.com.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
put the brakes on.
It was that good.
Whoa.
That dance routine was so good, I spent the whole ad break fixing my jeans again because they were rolling all the way up with all those rolls.
And you don't understand. So we've just heard Alistair and Don whipping up a sound check. My goodness, guys,
really
you don't understand. This is going to be amazing. So let's ground ourselves again, okay, in this beautiful land of ours. So on Friday, we obviously showed you this photo and asked you guys to guess where or what it is. It's right here in South Africa. It's simple, man. Look at that. So let's see what you guys weighed in with.
I think some people said donkey. A rabbit on the beach?
Yeah, not a bad effort. Not a bad effort.
St. John's with cattle on the beach in the Transkei. Hey, that's a good one. Somebody says a motorbike. I must say that's what I thought.
Really?
When I looked at it from a distance. And then Tandiwe said it's a cow.
It's a cow.
I think of all of these, Luna is the one I most agree with.
Yeah, and quite specific there about that. Tabocha was saying that's a snail on the beach sand, man.
A snail? How big?
My son might have got that. Yeah. Seema saying it's a cow on the Cape Town beach. Celeste, owl on the beach side. Maria Codosa, a bunny on the beach. Put the bunny back on the beach. I love that. Florence, rabbit on the beach.
Okay. And then Angela says, looks like a mermaid. On the beach. Selvin says it's a rabbit. And then Rueda says it's a dog. Hashtag TravelWise Mzansi.
I think we had you stumped with this one. I think we had you stumped with this one, but let's put you out of your misery. This is, in fact, one of my favorite places in the world. Never mind our beautiful neck of the woods. It is Coffee Bay on the Wild Coast, where you get to mingle with the local Nguni cows, of course. So if you said cow, if you said West Coast, brilliant.
What a stunning
Wild Coast,
picture
brilliant.
as well. So you could be there, lying on the beach, enjoying the waves, and then the cows are like, hey, we're here to do the same thing in South Africa, our land.
Yeah,
right?
that free roaming, absolutely chilled. The Wild Coast, beautiful, and as the name suggests, it's a rugged, untamed stretch of beach, and of course, in the most beautiful part of South Africa, the Eastern Cape, and here you can also see the hole in the wall, one of the most impressive landmarks, I think, the entire South African coastline, but it's also the community that live in that area are just amazing. A definite bucket list item for me, undoubtedly.
Yeah, well done to you who guessed it right. But now it's time to show you a new photo, and let's see if you can guess what this is, if you have any guesses. What is it? Where is it? This one is a...
It must be the Taj Mahal, surely. Must be.
There's a lot of green. It's green on green on green.
No, so one clue, it is in Mzansi. It is somewhere in South Africa.
Yeah, where in South Africa?
So let's give you a little bit of a clue. Lots and lots of history took place here.
Lots and lots of history took place here?
Yeah, not just a little.
Okay, I think that gave it away for me.
Have you got it?
The dot's connected.
Okay,
but I'm not allowed to say.
No, don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. If you guys think you know where or what it is, then please share your guesses with us on social media. And if you're in need of a local holiday, then wait not a second longer. Get ready, because the Great South African Sale is back. It's coming from the 5th to the 11th of September. The Short Left Travel Week will be offering discounts of up to 50% on local holidays.
Absolutely, and the best part of it is that you can book during that week, but then travel later, so you're not bound to that specific week. So this might be your chance to go on that much-needed holiday that you've been planning or dreaming about for the longest time. And of course, stay posted for details here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But head on over to our Facebook page and let us know where is the
castle? Is it a castle?
I don't know. I think I was kind of I don't know. You tell us.
Oh, well, listen, we are back in the kitchen. That's one location I can reveal. We have Mama Kay in the house. And, of course, we are also joined by Hunter Rose, who is one of our performing artists for today. Now, when it comes to jollof rice, Mama Kay, you know the perfect thing to go with it, and that is, of course, chicken.
You can never go wrong with chicken.
Can never go wrong with chicken. Hunter, your thoughts on chicken? Is chicken a yay or a nay for you?
It's a yay for me.
It's all a yay. It's all a yay, and it's all about the taste buds. So, Mama Kay, we are obviously using our Clover Bliss double cream yogurt, and we're going to use that as a marinade for our chicken. But take us through this recipe.
Okay, this is a very simple recipe that anyone can do. Basically, you would have cleaned and washed your chicken, which we've done, and they do sell the ginger and garlic paste, but you can make your own as well. So we add that to the chicken. You can add as little or as much as you want, but I like my chicken with a lot of garlic and ginger. Then we had the thyme. Then we had chicken seasoning. I'll add a little bit of that because we're going to add salt. So a little bit of salt and a little bit of curry. But I'm going to get you guys, because I can see you're watching me, but we don't stand still in the kitchen.
No, we don't stand still.
We need the marinade to be prepared.
Okay.
So if we get the clover double cream into the blender.
So, Hunter, you can come and help me here. So, Mama Kay, how much of our Bliss double cream plain yogurt do we need?
Well, it depends on your taste. We've got just about 4 pieces of chicken here. I'll say maybe 2.
Okay, so you can do
spoons.
2 giant spoons
Yes,
for
please.
us. Oh, and what is amazing about our Clover Bliss double cream plain yogurt for this recipe is you are guaranteed delicious flavors, and that's all thanks to that creamy indulgence. And for the best results, you can marinate the chicken overnight to really get that juicy, tender result. But you can't go wrong by doing it as we do right now. So we're going to add some peppers.
Yes, that would have been chopped. Add a little, depending on if you like your chili really hot, because they're really very...
Oh, you like chili?
Okay, so
add it.
as much
Add
as you
it.
want.
Add it.
Then you
Here we
could
go.
add a little bit of oil. That's just to help with the blending, you know, when we blend it.
Just
a
a little bit of
little.
oil.
That's fine.
So
So now you could go and blend it.
So I will blend that for us. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
It's not a lot of ingredients, but I suppose it just shows you a little goes a long way. Mama Kay, I think we need more. We need more ingredients in here.
Add more of the
We
yogurt.
need more
Add more
ingredients.
of
I
the
think we
double-
don't need
Go
to
for
be
it. Go for it.
too relaxed here. I would ask you, Hunter, to please add that. Now, you are performing for us a little bit later. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. So excited.
What can we expect from your performance today?
I'm actually performing one of the songs I'm performing at the Sexy Vibes concert. So that's really exciting. It's one of the singles.
We're getting a little taste of what...
I can't wait.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
I heard a rehearsal earlier on, so I can wait.
Okay, we're going to add a little bit more.
Just a little bit.
That looks good.
And what is important is you need to marinate either overnight or 20 minutes before.
There we
just
go.
to make sure the marinade goes into it.
Here we go.
There we go, Mama Kay.
We're good.
Fantastic.
Then we're going to mix it. Do you want to have a go at the mixing?
Let's mix.
Fantastic. So, Mama Kay, I can pour this over for us?
Yes, please. And then we need to have the oven. Just, keep going.
Just a little...
keep
Oh, okay.
going.
I've got a heavy hand in the kitchen.
So we need to have the oven ready, preheated to roughly about 200 degrees. And we could bake or grill for roughly 30 to 20 minutes, depending on how juicy you want your chicken. Can you see the look already?
Good.
I love the fact that the color, of the plain, it has to be plain yogurt though. You don't want it to be, flavored kind of yogurt.
No, the plain goes well when it comes to cooking. I think we did really, really well. So this is okay to do as we've done now, but it's also great to do the night before, and then you can just pop it onto the sleeve and pop it into the oven.
There we go. Voila. Simple.
It is a simple recipe. It's quick.
So simple.
It's very simple. I love that. Well, if you want to get your hands on this delicious spicy grilled chicken that Mama Kay has just shown us how to make, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. Hunter Rose, I can't wait. In fact, Mama Kay also said she's very excited to hear you perform a little bit later. Of course, this is your feel-good breakfast show. If you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe, just head on over to our website.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Woken up to all the senses on the Insider Essay this evening at 6 as our proudly African embroidery tradition becomes art in the hands of J.C. Walker. Touched by nature, the ceramics of Jessica Merle make masterpieces of cups and dishes. Ballet's Romeo and Juliet dance again to a live orchestra. And a one-of-a-kind designer teddy bear must be won. That's the Insider Essay this evening at 6. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And you know, when we have guests in studio, we make them do many, many things. From joining me in the kitchen, I now get to join her on the stage. We are joined by the lovely songstress, Hunter Rose, and she's part of the stellar lineup of musicians that will be performing at the Saxy Vibes 4.0 concert that's happening August 27th. Tickets are available. You can get them at Quicket. And here she is giving us a taste of what to expect by, and this track is called By Your Side. Hunter Rose, take it away.
It's that time again, the one that makes you spin, smile, dance, and cry. It's that time again, the one that makes you spin. Ooh, it feels so good. Sunshine, baseline song on my skin. All we need is love. There's nothing above. I know pink skies and your brown eyes. We were here till the sunrise. No need to fight. I'm by your side. Pink skies and your brown eyes. We'll be here till the sunrise. No need to fight. I'm by your side. There's so much to do. Stop. I don't wanna think about the way I feel and what I gotta do to get through. 'Cause tonight is the night, and I'm feeling alright. Moonlight, the baseline song on my skin. All we need is love. There's nothing above. I know. Pink skies and your brown eyes. We'll be here till the sunrise. No need to fight. I'm by your side. Pink skies and your brown eyes. We'll be here till the sunrise. No need to fight. I'm by your side. No, no, no. By your side, I'm by your side.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Don Vino, everyone.
That was some serious Sexy Vibes. Of course, Sexy Vibes 4.0 is taking place on the 27th of August. Hunter Rose, Don Vino, a bunch of awesome stars will be there. Do not miss out. Your tickets can be bought on Quicket, and make sure you get it before it's all sold out, because you do not want to miss out on this. But we will have more for you on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so don't go anywhere.
An absolutely fantastic way to start off this Monday morning with those feel-good sounds. I hope that you did enjoy that. But it's just gone top of the hour, 8 o'clock, and time to take a look at the news headlines. On the national news front, the passenger rail agency PRASA says it will make a special train available for this weekend's Comrades Marathon. Now, spokesperson Andy Somakanda says that the Shosholoza Mile will run from Friday to Monday to ease the traffic pressure on roads between Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. An economy class return ticket will cost 870 Rand. Premier class tickets will amount to 2,500 Rand return, which includes bed and breakfast. And she says their decision to make the train available follows increasing calls for PRASA to resume its train service between provinces. In other news, the trade union federation COSATU has called on other unions to join its nationwide strike on Wednesday over the rising prices of fuel, food, living costs and ongoing load shedding. Now, the federation's president Zingiswa Losi said that the strike was meant to put pressure on both the government and the private sector to correct and resolve the socio-economic challenges that continue to stifle South African households. It would focus on raising issues with the country's decision and policymakers about the general state of the working class. Taking a look at international headlines, Somali security forces yesterday afternoon said they rescued 106 people who were trapped inside a hotel that had been stormed by militants on Friday night. 21 people are confirmed to have died in the 30-hour ordeal, the health ministry said. Now, the battle to retake the hotel ended overnight. The assailants used explosives to gain entry to Mogadishu's Hyatt Hotel before violently taking control. Islamist militant group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for the attack. And taking a look at other headlines, Singapore is to repeal a law that bans gay sex, effectively making it legal to be homosexual in the city-state. The decision, announced by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, comes after years of fierce debate. LGBT activists in Singapore have hailed this move as a win for humanity. The city-state is known for its conservative values, but in recent years, increasing numbers of people have called for the colonial-era law to be abolished. Now, Singapore is the latest place in Asia to move on LGBT rights after India, Taiwan and Thailand. And finally, a mysterious 911 call placed in Western California last week led police officials on a wild goose chase. In this regard, dispatchers sent officers to investigate a possible emergency after receiving a call on Saturday night that had disconnected. Now, the sheriff's deputies traced the call to the offices of the Zoo to You, a conservation park north of Los Angeles, but couldn't find any humans in trouble. Now, determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, they began an intensive investigation. And eventually, officials realized to their utter amazement that it must have been Root, a capuchin monkey, who had gotten up to, well, this mischievous monkey business. And apparently, Root had picked up the zoo's cell phone, which was in the zoo's golf cart that the staff used to travel around the site. But how did he know how to dial the emergency number, I hear you asking? Well, according to officials at the zoo, capuchin monkeys are particularly inquisitive creatures who enjoy poking and pressing objects that they pick up. And that's precisely what Root did. It just so happened it was in the right combination of the numbers to call, 911, officials have said. Well, that's enough monkeying around for this Monday morning. That covers the news for the start of the brand new week. Right now, let's take a look at one more look rather at what happened in the world of sports over the weekend.
Well, it seems the monkey business continues, Kat, as Arsenal are the only team in the Premier League with a 100% start to the season. Currently sitting at top of the standings, for now at least. That was after the Gunners beat Bournemouth 3-0 in a dominant display over the weekend. While their North London rival Spurs also got the result they wanted with a 1-0 win over Wolves. Harry Kane notably netting his 185th league goal for the club. A record for one single club. Incredible. Then yesterday, Leeds pulled off a shock 3-0 win win over a lackluster Chelsea. The weekend was rounded out with Man City coming back from 3-1 down to draw 3-3 with a very spirited Newcastle. Then, of course, tonight you can look forward to Man United hosting Liverpool. Then the local footballing weekend kicked off on Friday night with AmaZulu securing a 3-2 win over Swallows as they moved to the top of the table. And then Peter Shalolile, he got his name on the score sheet this season again as Mamelodi Sundowns were held to a 1-1 draw against Sekhukhune United. Then the Western Cape derby between Cape Town City and Stellenbosch ended 1 apiece as well. And then Kaizer Chiefs, they managed to edge out Richards Bay 1-0. Then yesterday, Royal AM and Marumo Gallants played out to an exciting 2-2 draw down in Durban, while SuperSport United and Orlando Pirates had to share the spoils in a 0-0 draw. Then a great note to start the weekend on: South Africa inflicted England's first defeat under the Brendan McCullum era as they won their first test at Lord's by a crushing innings and 12 runs with more than 2 days to spare on Friday. So England were dismissed for only 149 in their second innings before tea on that third day, with the Proteas effectively winning the game in just 6 sessions after most of Wednesday's first day was lost to rain. Destroyer-in-chief Kagiso Rabada was named player of the match after taking 7 wickets for 79 runs in the match. Anrich Nokia, he ably supported him with 6 wickets in the match. Then Sadil Elvier was the top scorer in South Africa's only batting innings. Top scoring there was 73. Then it was a massive fight weekend. Let's start with boxing. Ukraine's Alexander Usyk. He won his rematch against Anthony Joshua by a split decision in Saudi Arabia early on Sunday morning to set up a potential unification bout with none other than Tyson Fury. So Usyk now unbeaten at 20-0. He immediately called out Fury, who announced his latest retirement earlier this month. But he has signaled his willingness to resume his career, and I'm sure this will be a push in the right direction. Then over in the octagon, Leon Edwards put in the performance of a lifetime. He sensationally knocked out Kamaru Usman to win the welterweight title at UFC 278. The 30-year-old landing a beautiful high kick to become champion for the first time. Not his first attempt, but up against one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, I think, in the world at the moment. So an incredible achievement, but that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's bring you up to speed with what's going on out in the roads before you head out into the traffic.
Thank you, Graham. Well, let's start off with traffic in Gauteng and Fairland. Now, on the N1 northbound, there are obstructions in the road after 14th Avenue. Multiple cars are getting punctures. Please avoid this area if at all possible this morning and use an alternative route. Moving to the Western Cape and Somerset West on the N2 route, there's protest action before Somerset West. Now, the entire roadway is currently closed. Please use an alternative route this morning and avoid the area. And then moving to KwaZulu-Natal in Hilton, there are some roadworks on the N3 northbound after the Hilton interchange. Now that left lane is closed. Please keep a lookout for that. Well, that's a wrap of your traffic this morning. Let's take a final look at your weather. And we start with some news abroad. Portugal is again girding its loins for the scorch of wildfires. All mobile phones have been sent a text warning of the extreme risk of wildfires as the country faces its third heat wave of the summer. A state of alert has been applied. Temperatures of 38 degrees Celsius are currently expected, and the message warned those in rural areas not to start any form of fires. Access to forests have been restricted, and the state of alert came into force at midnight last night. Some 92,000 hectares of land have already been burnt this year, with heat waves and drought-producing tinder-like conditions. In neighboring Spain, a wildfire in the province of Valencia has become one of the country's biggest fires this year. And on Friday, 35 planes were sent to try and bring it under control. Spain has been hit harder than any other European country with forest fires this year. There have been 43 so far, while the average in previous years was 11. Well, for our final weather update this morning, we turn our attention to our screens where Maureen Turner shared this beautiful sunrise photo. And look at that bold sunrise with the sun's rays glittering between the clouds out in Durbanville. Then we have Karel Versaghi sending this one in this morning of the sky reflecting across the waters in Welkom in the Free State. And it also looks like a painting Then we have Verity Barnes, who shared this deep violet colour sky with the moon still out in the distance from Riebeek West. And finally, we have Kuran Naika sharing this navy blue sky with the orange horizon glowing in the distance. That's from Chatsworth in Durban. So thank you for that. Don't forget to share your sunrise views with us. We have that WhatsApp line available. That number is 063 408 8863. Let's get into those temperatures one last time for today. Polokwane, your low is 5, your high 22. Mbombela 8.25. Pretoria 7.21. High of 19. Mahikeng 6.23. Klerksdorp 4 with a high of 22. Kimberley 6.22. Bloemfontein 1 reaching a high of 21. Richards Bay, sunny, 11's your low, 24 your high. Pietermaritzburg 5.24. Durban 14.21. Mthatha, sunny with a low of 5, a high of 23. East London 12.19. Cradock 2 with a high of 23. Gqeberha, your low is 10, your high 18. Cloudy conditions for George, 8's your low, 16 your high. Cape Town 9 with a high of 18 for today. Worcester 8.23. Sutherland 4 with a high of 19, and a sunny day in Uppington. Your low is 9 and your high 26 degrees Celsius. Well, that is where we leave your weather this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thanks so much, Zoe Brown. Of course, if you're making weekend plans, be sure to make your way to the Good Hope Christian Center for Sexy Vibes 4.0. It is the show to be, and we're about to get a taste teaser of what you can expect. Don Vino Prince, of course, with a stunning cast, including Alistair Isabel, are going to be there on stage to entertain and to really do good as well. And take a look at that picture that we're about to show you of Alistair Isabel. I mean, that right there, that's the reason why you should be at the show. Just all of that. Take that into your Monday morning coffee and enjoy it with the following performance of Long Trade. Take it away.
You be now, yeah.
On a Monday morning. Absolutely amazing. Make sure you book your tickets to the show. It's called Sexy Vibes 4.0. Tickets are available on Quicket.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Love it. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Take lashes higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara. The curved brush volumizes and lifts lashes vertically for a wide-eyed lash look. Hemp seed oil conditions for healthy-looking lashes. Go higher. New Revlon Eyes Wide Open Mascara.
Do you own your skin? Do you wear it bravely, even when others try to dim its glow? Does it represent your strength, your heritage, or does it express your brave and unconditional love? New Look Ingrams, your skin, your brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is indeed your feel-good breakfast show. Happy Monday to you if you're just joining us. Now, today, in case you didn't know it, is Jollof Rice Day, and we are celebrating that all across the African continent. It's a beautiful dish that emanates from West Africa, but we brought it right here to our home base to enjoy. Alongside Patrick Ekenututu, who is the founder of Nigerirobics. It's great to welcome you back to the show. You brought your whole team here with us, everyone looking absolutely fantastic. But before we get into the workout that you're going to take us through, we're talking earlier on about jollof rice, which is one of your favorites, right? You eat it every day, or how often do you actually eat jollof rice?
I don't eat jollof rice every day. I only eat jollof rice weekends.
On weekends?
Yes.
It's special like that?
Yeah.
And I was saying to you that there is a great debate out there where some people are saying the best jollof rice out there comes from Ghana. Some of them are saying from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So who makes the best jollof rice out there?
As far as I'm concerned, my mother makes the best jollof rice, and she's from Nigeria. So Nigeria makes the best jollof rice.
That settles it, apparently. But hey, you can weigh in at home if you think you make a better pot of jollof rice. But I'm very interested to know about Nigerirobics, because for me personally, first time that I'm hearing about it. When did you decide to start it, and why?
Well, I had this vision way back, you know, till I came to South Africa, study more fitness, study fitness dance, and, you know, because I'm a proud Nigerian, you know, so I've always trying to like, okay, if I'm going to start my own fitness brand, what name should I use? So I actually came up with Afro-aerobics. I was like, Afro-aerobics, Afro. Well, it doesn't make Afro, you know, like, you know, kind of, Africa, you know, stuff like that. So I said, no, let me just go deep into my, where my origin, where I'm coming from. So that, when you get the name, the brand Nigerian, you don't need to ask me more questions. Where you from?
There we
because
go.
Nigerian speak about the brand. So,
Absolutely.
so basically, this was a dream that I had, when I was still young.
Yeah.
And thank God, with the help of, study in South Africa, been in the fitness industry since 2009, and the name actually came into reality, registered.
Fantastic.
And yeah.
It's official now, Nigerian.
For over 7 years.
Listen, many great things have come out of Nigeria, and I'm so excited to see what this is about, because earlier on I was doing a bit of a Zumba thing, but looking at you guys dressed as a team, it feels like that was the warm-up and this is the main course, right? So we're dishing it up. Take me through the routine that we're going to be doing right now.
Girls, are you ready?
Yes. Okay, high fives all around. Do I get one as well?
Cool. All right, so the... You're not representing, but it's fine. So we're starting with 4 knee kick.
4 knee kicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we go down.
Down.
We go down.
One.
Then we go side lunges.
Lunge.
Then take it down again.
Side lunge.
Again.
Oh,
and
so
up.
you roll it.
Then you roll it.
Hey, okay.
So basically, we're working on the glutes.
Yes.
Do you understand? So you take it down again and 1 up. Then you go roll, roll, and up. Then the next one, we go 2.
Oh, wait, there.
1.
I'm looking at there, okay.
3. 4. Then you change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after that, we go 1, 2, and it's burning, it's burning, it's burning, it's burning. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it.
All right.
Simple.
Okay, everyone got that? Good. Now we need the music to go.
Yes.
Right? And okay, volume, please. Volume.
4, 3, 2, go.
Okay. Get there. There we go. On the left. Yes. 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 The shoulders are burning, I can feel it. Definitely burning. Yes.
Bring it back. Back. Now let's take it back to the top.
That break. Going in the other direction. I can certainly feel the muscles burning. What you doing, man? I was hoping you'd be a part of this by now. Come on.
Let's go to the right.
Don't be mistaken, the quads are working right now. Okay, all right. Absolutely amazing. You can walk it out, pull it out. So if people are looking to get in touch with Niger Aerobics and looking to have a workout that is dancing infused, that is Nigerian inspired, how do they get a hold of you? What do they do?
They can reach me out on my social media, Niger Aerobics Fitness. You find me on the platform, Instagram, Facebook. I'm not on Twitter.
Okay, all right. Well,
and
clearly something to try out, because if it's going to get me from here to here, I know I'm here. I'm here. That's no brother, man. Thank you.
Cool, man.
Oh, well done, team. Now, to celebrate this particular African classic, we've brought in one of the best in the biz to show us how.
Clover's range of margarines and spreads. Classic spread. Mama Bake.
Margie, how do you know what we like?
I know someone who knows.
Spread the Margie love.
Made with love by Clover.
So in case you missed the good news, it is indeed World Jollof Rice Day. And what could be better than a classic jollof rice dish, scrumptious enough to enjoy on its own or as the perfect accompaniment to a meal? Mama Kay, I said one of the best in the biz, is here to show us how. Mama Kay, how many times in your life have you cooked jollof?
I can't count it. So many times. Even in my sleep, I can think of jollof rice.
You can make it.
The thing about jollof rice is very easy, literally easy to make. So let's start first.
You say that, but now we've got to prove it. Now we have to prove it. So the first thing, notably, we did a dance, okay?
Correct.
I attempted to do the warm-up dance. Do you have to do that every time you cook jollof rice?
Yes, just to calm you down and, you know.
And get the serotonin pumping. I love that. No, this is a classic, and I suppose as easy as you say it is to make, you've got to get it right, though. You've got to honour the ingredients. You've got to honour the dish, because this is part of our culture. This is not when we talk about our cuisine. It's an expression of who we are, and we love that. And of course, you're using our Clover Classic, and it's ideal. It's versatile fat spread that can be used daily for spreading, for cooking, for baking. We use it almost every time we bake in this kitchen. Contains those 7 vitamins and made with a touch of clover cream for a smoother spreadability if you need that. But obviously it adds all the fat that we need to transfer the flavors through this dish. Okay, so what have you started out with?
Right, I've started with the spread, obviously, you know, like you said, as a base. Then I added a little bit of oil.
Okay.
You could add as much, you know, as little as you want. But because this is the quantity of the rice, so I've added about roughly 2 tablespoons of that. And then we add the onions. You let it simmer. You don't want too much of it as well. And what some people do is we actually slice the tomatoes. So let me get you working. So just slice 2 tomatoes for me. Just 2 thin slices, not too thick, not too thin. So we add that to it. And the whole idea as well is, like you said, spices are really, really right. You know, we need to get it right.
You've got
so I've got the thyme, I've got a curry, and bay leaf. A lot of people don't know, but that is one of the secrets as well to making jollof. We add bay leaves to it. I'll just take it off, you know, to it as a base. Then this is really, really one of the secrets. Yep,
just 2 slices.
Bring it along. That's fine for now.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Those are the best.
You did very well.
Those are the best 2 slices of tomato that I've ever cut in my life for you, Mama Kay.
So we then add our tomato paste. This is really important. You need to get the right brand and the good, you know, brand of tomato paste.
Because it really does form part of the base.
Correct.
This is something I've discovered with making curries as well, that you cook off your spices, you cook off your tomato paste, you cook off, infuse that oil with all of those flavors, because then that then spreads through the dish.
Correct, correct. So now this is your next job. Sorry, I don't work alone in the kitchen.
No, I love it.
So
this is how we
add red pepper, onions, and a little bit of chili, if you like your chili, but I always ask, you know, to add your chili, and a bit of water.
Just a drop of water,
as well.
Help it to blend.
Maybe let's add a little bit more, because the rice is, you want more of this than all the others. And then we can add tomatoes as well.
Okay.
That's fine, just don't waste. We don't waste in my kitchen.
I love that.
Thank you. So we now blend. And then the whole idea is we're going to add it to this while this is simmering, as you can see.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Awesome. Oh, you've been doing this. Do you work in the kitchen?
I try. I really do try. You know what I do is I work alongside amazing chefs like yourself. Then I steal whatever you say, and then I pass it off as my own achievement in the kitchen. So I always look good in front of the chefs. They're always like, wow, you do that so well. It's only because I've been able to every morning start my day with the likes of you.
Awesome.
Amazing chefs. What a
So our next step now, we've added that mixture paste. We're going to now add the rice. This is basmati rice, but you could use long grain. Easy cook long grain, you would have washed it and get the, you know, gotten the starch out. This is the trick now to jollof rice. I'm just going to add everything. Yeah, I think we're fine. You don't want too much water. Jollof cooks on steam. A lot of people think you need to add more water and more water.
Keep adding, Yes.
So once you've kind of, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got all of it kind of coated with a paste, and I added a little bit of the garlic earlier on as well, but it is optional as well.
You know,
people like ginger and a little bit. So now you can see where we are now with this, and then we've got stock. It could be chicken or any kind of stock. Then I add that to it. So the water just really just covers the rice.
Okay.
And another trick is I always use foil.
Ah,
So
this
to
is why
keep
you were
the
measuring the
heat
foil
in.
earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
So the whole idea is now I don't need to stir it anymore. I just cover it. And the whole idea now is the steam should
Let the
just
steam do the job.
do the job.
Oh,
And you
look at
keep
that.
it on low heat. You don't want it too high because if not, it will burn.
It'll burn. And about how long do you cook it for then?
Like this one, 20 minutes or thereabout, 20, 25 minutes, depending on the kind of rice. Check only after 50 minutes and do not turn
Okay,
it.
don't play with it too much.
Don't
Let
play
it
it
do
with
its
too
thing.
much.
Okay.
Just check there's water, keep adding water. But this is the best Nigerian jollof for us. I know Ghanaians, sorry my Ghanaians.
Hey, listen, I feel like we've polarized the world with this. We knew when we were speaking about jollof rice that this was going to divide the continent.
It always does.
It does, but we are here to celebrate it. Regardless of what side of the border you come from, we are here to celebrate this amazing dish and you, because you are amazing. You're a gift to us. Thank you so much for bringing your jollof rice to us. It's magical, it's beautiful, it's delicious, and it's relatively simple to make. So please make it at home for yourself today. And if you missed any of the steps, this is how we did it.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yeah, welcome to it. Your Monday morning is live, large and in charge right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And this morning, we're celebrating National or World Jollof Rice Day, which, if you don't know about it, jollof rice is a dish that is found in West Africa. And here to teach us a thing or two is Mofire African Cuisine's head chef, Desmond Chianconson. And he's also joined by his sous chef today, Mona Lisa Mujiba. And they'll be chatting to us about Mofire as well, what inspired the actual pursuit of the restaurant itself and everything regarding that. So great to have both of you here, and a very good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Chef Desmond, I'm going to start off with you because I think everyone has their own journey as to where their love for food came from, and I believe your uncle had a big influence. Where did your passion for food come from?
From Cameroon, and my uncle was a chef. Yeah, so when I was 10 years old, I went to visit my uncle. My uncle cooked, that's Indomie Indomie.
Indomie?
Yeah, noodles.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I ate that noodles. It take me off.
Wow.
I went to my uncle. I said, Uncle, I want to be a chef. He said, you want to be a chef? I said, yes. So he said, okay, good. That is when I said, okay, I'll always be closer to my mom. As my mom is cooking. Then I said, okay. So that is what inspired me.
Yeah. And I'm sure that love certainly comes through in the dishes that you prepare at Mo Fire. And I want to find out a bit more about that, Mona Lisa, about Mo Fire, the restaurant, the idea behind it. You specialize in African cuisine. How did it all get started?
Mo Fire was opened in around 2018. I wasn't there that time. So the whole inspiration comes from the idea of wanting to have different kind of African people around together, sharing food, drinking, having fun, socializing, and other stuff. But basically, it was to share the ideas of organic food, organic African food to the whole African people. You understand? So you get to have that moment of having different kind of people, not only just Cameroonians in Mo Fire, but you have Nigerians, you have Zimbabweans, you have Malawians, you have Burundi, you have Congolese, the whole African continent. South Africans, they're there. So it's the inspiration comes from bringing the African continent together.
I love that. I love that. All of the cuisine under one roof, around one table.
Yes, under one roof.
Chef Desmond, you take a lot of inspiration from your hometown where you grew up.
Yes.
What are some of the dishes you've taken from your hometown and how have you modernized it to be served at Mo Fire?
Yeah, actually, I love fish, grilling. So I basically came up with a pan-baked fish. Yeah, pan-baked fish that I tried to modernize because it's, you know, in Cameroon and Nigeria, West Africa, yeah, they usually use charcoal to grill fish. But I came up now with another method of making the fish called pan-baked fish that I use just pan to grill it. Yeah, and I grill it, I pop it in the oven, and it came out good with nice.
Absolutely stunning. So, Mona Lisa, in terms of the preparation of the various dishes at Mo Fire, how important is it to use authentic ingredients from the specific region that you know is attributed to the dish that you're cooking?
Oh, most definitely, because now here in the African cuisine, we are trying to showcase what Africa is all about.
Yes.
So you cannot not have African food without local ingredients, without African spices, without African seeds, without African plants, because most of the African cuisine meals, they are mostly based on the seeds. Where you get to like egusi, for example, it comes from a melon, right? So you have to take those melon seeds, they get dried, and then you grind them, and then you come up with the egusi soup. You understand? Yes, that's where egusi comes from. So I'm sure most chefs and most probably cooks, they would agree with me that having fresh, local-based ingredients is very important. Not only is it important that you have to enjoy the food with the fresh ingredients, but also it just gives a great, sense of taste on your butt. So you definitely have to have ingredients for an African cuisine so that people get to understand what exactly your message are you trying to portray to them through food.
Now, the two of you make a great team. Head chef, sous chef. I feel like we're about to divide the team by asking you, who do you think makes the best jollof rice? Chef Desmond, you go first.
Like normal jollof rice is coming from West Africa, and if you look at it very well, I'm from Cameroon, actually, And for me, I believe that Cameroon, they make the nice jollof rice. Yeah.
I get to differ. I think Nigerian makes the best jollof rice. Apart from me working in a Cameroonian restaurant, right? But basically, in the West African continent, I'm also married to a Nigerian. I guess that's why. So maybe it's an issue of loyalty here. So I believe Nigerian rice is the best jollof rice. But basically, as a whole, I think there has to be like a way to try and come up with a one jollof rice, because you see in Cameroon, it's you have to add on like more vegetables in there, and then it becomes more attractive. Then Nigerian, they add some crayfish in there. Then Ghana, they have a way of making it that they have their own touch.
I think
different kind of spices in Ghana.
Insert that emoji into what one of these was describing. It's got that.
Yes,
that's exactly what it is.
As for jollof rice, the one that Ghana cooked up, you know, they use more spices, less than what Nigeria rice and Cameroon jollof rice, how they cook their own rice. So, so Ghana, they use more spices like aniseed and the other.
Just to kind of broaden the flavor profile, And it's wonderful to be able to learn about it from such experts as yourselves. We'll be cooking alongside one of these wonderful culinary artists in the kitchen a little bit later on, making a staple of African cuisine. And of course, if you would like to explore some of the delicious dishes they have to serve at Mofire African Cuisine, you can find them at Woodstock, and also check out their website, mofire.co.za.
Now, all due respect to our Cameroonian and our Ghanaian brothers and sisters out there, but it's a Nigerian takeover this morning. We got the founder of Nigerobics, Patrick Kenotutu in studio, and he has shone, obviously, with Nigerobics, doing something that the world hasn't seen before. He's an actor and he's also a singer. And in honor of Women's Month, you released a song titled Mama. What was the motivation? Why did you want to do this?
You know, first, I want to say thank you to God for still keeping my grandmother alive to date.
I love it.
She's over 105 years old.
Wow.
And, you know, I've always wanted to do something for her. And that is where I got inspiration that I need to dedicate this song to her. And not just her, to all the women in the whole world. Because, like in my lyrics, when I said, Ndiom Monokpara, it means women actually give birth to kings and queens, and women are strong. And that is why, you know, I decided to dedicate that song to all women, but especially to my grandmother, you know, because for her to still be alive today,
that's
to
incredible.
see her great-great-grandchildren, I'm sure, I have achieved my dream.
I'm sure she is so proud of you, my friend. I'm sure she is so proud. Here is Patrick Kenotutu with Mama. Take it away.
Thank you.
She's the strongest man.
Wandikhulisa, wandiqeqesha, undithandile azange ndaswela lutho. You mentioned ndifana nabanye abantwana. It was hard for you, even though utata was never there for you and us. Oh, mama wami, uthando lwakho. She's my African woman. She's a strong woman. She's my African woman. Oh, mama wami woman. She's being a woman. Oh, woman. She's a strong woman.
Nemo, mama mo. Mama mo, my precious mama oh, hey, you so strong, oh mama oh, mama oh. Send your bese oh, noni bunendio, marakaba kuseno wa, noni bunendio me. Marakaba, Kusenu Daddy. Sundio mun Okparao, Sundio mun Adao, Sundio Bese, Nani Bunjo Marakaba, Kusena, Mama, my precious mama.
She's my African woman. Yeah, she's a strong woman. Yeah, she's my African woman. Yeah, oh mama, why me woman? Yeah, she's the strong woman. Oh woman, she's a strong woman.
Hey, I want to dedicate this song to all the mothers out there. I love you all. I love you, mama. You're the strongest woman. Hey, Mama Africa, mama. Hey, wanna be the strongest woman. If not for women, Maro. Hey, Marakaba Pusenu Kenyo. Marakaba Penu Kenyo. Mama, Sifonu son maso. Auntie Queen Azakao. Noni Bunajo. Marakaba Bienu Kenyo. Nemo. Marakaba Bienu Kenyo. Obayo.
Yeah, she's my African woman. Yeah, she's a strong woman. Yeah, she's my African woman. Yeah, oh mama, why me woman? Yeah,
She's a precious mama. Mama, you know I love you so much. I love you, all the African women. I love you. I want to say Mama Miriam, Michelle Otunuga. I love you all. I love you so much. African mothers. I love you. I love you. I love you all. I love you all. I love you. Mama. God bless you all.
Oh, man, ladies, thank you so much. Patrick, I think the man with the biggest heart on the continent. It's love for you, celebrating all incredible women during this Women's Month, but I think moreover, the world over, to every mother, to every great-grandmother out there. We love you so much, Patrick. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, and I just want to use this opportunity to thank everyone, and this song will be dropping on the 26th of this month because we're still celebrating women. It's Women's Month, so I need to bring it down. And I also want to thank Toby. Unfortunately, she's not here because of I featured her. So, but I also want to give her that credit because
representing her as well.
So thank you, everybody.
Oh, my brother, you're a special human being, my friend. Keep doing what you're doing. Absolutely amazing. We've got more amazing performances coming your way, and of course, we'll be back in the kitchen after this.
Sound check.
What do you want to play?
The people we love are the ones that need us most. They'll always need a place to call home and opportunities to build their future.
Daddy, come.
That's why I took out life insurance from Old Mutual, so he'll always get what he needs, even if I'm not there.
Get 5 million Rand life insurance for only 509 Rand per month. Speak to your advisor and help your family get ahead of life.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show as I prepare myself one last time in the kitchen. Of course, we're celebrating World Jollof Rice Day and we've spent the morning showing you some delicious recipes. Now, this following one is a firm favorite, plantain chips. They're a street food. You'll find them everywhere in countries in West Africa and you can prepare them very simply with 3 simple ingredients. But I've got the professionals here to help me in the kitchen. Mama Kay, joined by Mo Fire's Chef Desmond over there. And I made the mistake once of when I was traveling, I think I was in Ghana, of asking somebody, hey, is that a banana? They're like, no, it's not a banana.
It is not a banana.
It's a plantain.
We actually really get upset when people say, call it a banana. I'm being honest with you. It's like, look at the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and there's also a marked difference in the kind of texture and taste that you get, right, chefs?
That's true, yeah, that's true.
So I understand that this one, you know, it kind of starts off green like this, but as you can see in the picture that we're about to show you, as it ripens, the skin turns more towards black, right, than you would find in a banana in a way that goes. Now, how do you go about preparing this? Is it something that you can pick off from a tree and eat as is?
Do you want me to go first?
Please, you can go, yes.
Because it's probably done differently for Nigeria and Cameroon. We've been speaking about that earlier.
Yes.
Normally for us, you top and tail what we call, well, this is what I call top and tail.
Yes.
But like you said, yes, it goes from green, but you can still use the green. Be careful with your knife. You kind of score it, as we call it, and then you take the plantain out.
Much firmer.
Yeah, and you can see it's much firmer. So you cut it into different shapes. You could make round. You could make that size, which is diagonal. Normally it's round if you want it to go a long way, because you can imagine you only get
only a few, yes, exactly.
And then you could dice it as well. So, I don't know, Chef Desmond, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Like, for example, this slice, at times we cut this one.
Yes.
But there's other way that we make our own plantains in Cameroon.
Okay.
We've got other system called plantain soufflé.
Plantain soufflé?
Yeah.
Oui, please show us.
We do this in our restaurant, More Fire. Often people, they eat it more with fish or... Yeah, you just take it like this, you cut this head.
Okay, so you top and tail.
Yes.
By the way, can you find plantain here in South Africa? Are there shops that sell it?
Yes, you can get in a lot of African shops. It actually grows in the Eastern Cape as well. And I have an aunt who has it in a garden here in Cape Town.
Oh, right.
But she only grew it 2 years ago, so it hasn't, nothing has come out of it.
Okay. So we're about to show you how to make plantain soufflé.
Plantain soufflé, yes, okay. You peel it up. Then you chop it now, you got on different way. You cut like this, and you cut like this.
So in big chunky pieces?
Just like this, yeah. Then you deep fry it.
Okay.
When you deep fry it, you take it out, and then you have to press it.
Press it down.
Press it down.
Okay.
And then you apply your spices, and then you deep fry it again, make it to be crispy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this regard now, we're going to be using those 3 spices that looks like we've got salt, we've got paprika,
ginger, and ginger and chili.
And chili powder.
But it's optional.
It's optional.
Some people, you don't need to add anything at all. You just fry it as it is. But the good thing about plantain as well is you can actually grill it. You know, you could braai it.
Yeah.
You could boil it. You could do anything you want with it. Like he said, you know, make it into that and then you mash it. So I just like mine with chili and ginger. Okay. The Ghanaians normally add ginger and chili to their one.
Okay.
Nigerians, some people add salt, some people don't add salt.
What about in Cameroon?
Which is true. She just mentioned Ghanaian. The Ghanaian people I know, they love eating kelewele.
Kelewele?
Yes.
What is kelewele?
Kelewele.
They
got their own system, the way they chop it. So this one, they just chop it like this,
into small
like this.
There we go.
Yeah, and then they have to spice it up with ginger, fresh ginger.
Now tell me, because of, I mean, you would have seen me earlier on kind of smelling it, because it kind of has a banana-ish. I didn't want to offend anybody.
It's the same family as a banana.
It is the same family.
It's
So
the same
can you use
family.
it in sweet dishes?
Yes,
So
you
it's
can.
not necessarily only savory. You could have it as a dessert.
You can bake it.
Oh.
You can bake it as a plantain loaf. You can be very creative
Put
with
some
it.
ice cream on it on top.
Exactly.
Chocolate nyana.
Correct.
So when it's frying like that, deep frying, what do you kind of look for to know?
Right. You need to make sure the oil is not too hot, not too cold.
Yes.
If it's too cold, it becomes soggy. If it's too hot, you get a burnt, burnt plantain. So you need to get it at medium high. And then the whole idea is once it's brown on one side, you turn it the other way.
Okay.
You know, to be brown.
Lovely.
Because you want it brown, golden, you know, color.
And that's how you end up with something beautiful like that. Chefs, thank you so, so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here and learning all about the different cuisines that make our continent as beautiful as it is, along with its people as well. And of course, if you'd like to explore some of these recipes, you can go onto our website, expressoshow.com. Try them out at home. Let us know how it all turns out and how your family enjoys them.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's for Men, enriched with triple glycerine for 48-hour moisture and no stickiness. New look Ingram's, your skin, your brave.
Introducing new Ingram's sensitive range to gently nourish skin.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, you beautiful souls. I hope you're ready for Saxe back. He is bringing it back with Saxy Vibes 4.0. Don Vino is going to be performing with an incredible group of musicians at the Good Hope Christian Centre in Ottery on the 27th. You can get your tickets at Quicket. We've given you a taste of some of the magic you can experience there firsthand, but right now you're going to see the man himself perform, and he's going to make this instrument sing. You're the first person to personify an instrument because she gives us so much. Now, he is an absolute master, and he is going to be bringing us a performance titled Masterpiece. Gents, take it away.
Ladies, here's to 31 days of rewarding ourselves for the awesome job we do every day of the year. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.